Hola Madridistas, welcome back to another episode of Let's Be Real podcast. Big up my panel, big up Hafed. Finally, it has been like over 2 months. We have been contemplating on whether we have enough enough in our kitchen to basically bring on Hafed so he can cook, right? Um, enough firepower within our arsenal so that we can handle Hafed's opinions and Hafed's viewpoints regarding both sides of the divide. But it's an absolute pleasure to finally have you on, man. Um, go for it. Give us a brief introduction of what you're about, basically.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I've been awaiting to do a collaboration. My name is Hafed, or I go on YouTube. My name is Barca Boy, and I do Barcelona content. Been doing it for like coming up to 4 years now, where it comes to match previews, reviews, transfer news, breaking news, watch alongs, everything involving Barcelona is what I do on my YouTube channel. So the grind is difficult, but we suck through it. I know you guys know the challenges of
100%.
consistency and videos and stuff like that. So that's why I like doing these collaborations. It's always just fun, just chill back, and just
Take a breather.
A bunch of friends just talking smack.
Great. About consistency, Bossa Boy or Hafed, is basically a one-man army, right? Like you just do it everything on your own. So yeah, man, like massive credit to how much you put in, because I lurk sometimes. I can't really stand your minions, your gremlins, yapping all sorts of stuff. But I do lurk sometimes, and it really goes to show how much you put into this on a day-to-day basis. So it's a it's a great indication of how much how committed you are to basically doing this. And yeah, man, big up Mo, big up Jacob. I'll come to you first, Mo. Talk to us. What are the initial thoughts on how we're going to face Barcelona, and did you catch Barcelona against Osasuna by any chance?
No, man. The thing is, like, whenever I watch Barcelona, they always seem to win. So for me personally, I turn off the TV as soon as the Barcelona game starts. Overall, the thing is, like, as any self-respecting Real Madrid fan, I'd say Barcelona is going to lose tomorrow. But honestly, it's going to be an exciting game. Jokes aside, and I hope Real Madrid win at the end of the day.
100%. Jacob.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like, no matter what anyone says, this cup final is going to be different. I mean, not much different from any other El Clasico. It's not like any random tournament that we're playing. It's probably going to define our seasons, just in terms of confidence and the player mindset and whatnot. So I feel like it's going to be a very important game. As for like the nice introduction that you gave, Barca Boy or Hafed, like it was just too nice, man. You Canadians are just too nice. I was even gonna ask for like boost in the chat, similar to how Cruz got booed. But
yeah, man, we're all lads here. It's all about respect. But when it comes to the debates and what we talk about, then we'll
get into it.
We'll get into it.
Like for people who are unaware, Barca Boy and our family are going to be closely working together for a very special spin-off. You could say that we have been planning for this for like two months or probably 3 months now. Where basically three big four fans of La Liga are going to come together and basically just chat about the league and the recent matchups. Basically, just even some of the expected digs and banter involved. 100%. Hopefully that's going to happen. The big four, big three show hopefully will be happening in the next month or so. So keep your eyes peeled on even Hafed's socials or over YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and over on our socials as well. So yeah, without further ado, man, let's get straight into battle, man. I'll hand over the baton to Jacob to basically carry over the proceedings, and hopefully, unlike last year, where the the Super Copa Espana final basically set the tone for Barcelona winning the league. I guess it's not a case this year. That's my That's my 2 cents before we delve into stuff.
I mean, it's not impossible, but it's gonna be difficult. I think we're 7 points off, but we still have to play everyone again. The issue with Barcelona is that we play everyone away now, so we have to go to the Wanda, we have to go to the Bernabeu, we have to go to Girona Stadium, we have to go Benedito Villamarin next weekend. So we played all the difficult games. We have to go SMMS. If you guys don't know, Barcelona's SMMS is basically guaranteed loss for the majority of the past few years. We won there last year because last year, we were just on top of our game. But I think with the league title, it's going to come down to efficiency from especially the month of February and March, where you're going to have Copa games, you're going to have Champions League. I think Madrid got RB Leipzig in the Champions League, right? Yeah. So you have Leipzig, you're going to have Copa. But Madrid, if they get knocked out next week in the Copa, then they're going to have, a big push. I kind of want Madrid to move on in the Copa just so they have more to deal with. But it would be fun if we won tomorrow, then you lose against Atletico. I'm not saying I'm hoping for it, but
yeah, I get where you're coming from. There'll definitely be a mini meltdown if we go out to Atleti. I don't want that happening. I just want to keep up this momentum.
The thing is Atletico always just crumble against you. I mean, I think about the past.
It's psychological.
It's not even that. The past 10 years, I think they beat you once 4-0. The Vincent Calderon, that time with Ronaldo and stuff.
Torres and stuff,
Yeah, they won. After that, they won this earlier this year, 3-1. Apart from that, I can't really think of a time where they beat you.
They celebrated a preseason derby like the Champions League
7-3. That's that's preseason. But they always crumble against you. It's because us as Barcelona fans, when we're in a title race, usually Madrid just behind us, Atletico, and then us and Real neck and neck. We kind of rely on them, give us a draw or something. Never.
Never.
I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but Hafed was pretty excited about the fact, us losing to them in the Super Copa.
Oh, I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it.
He can't contain his glee.
If we beat you Sunday, then you lose on I think Thursday or Wednesday. It's gonna be that 1 week of us just bantering you. But then I realized, they're just gonna have La Liga. They're gonna be one game a week, Champions League here and there. Won't be beneficial for them, but it'll give them a boost. But then if they don't win the Champions League, don't win La Liga, then it'll be even more hilarious. But 1 game a week with your squad is definitely manageable.
I mean, it's definitely very nice, building sandcastles in the air, but we'll see what happens tomorrow.
We'll see.
Hafed clearly rates our squad highly. I don't know where you get to say that because man.
Yeah, man, I'm just messing with it.
No, I'm referring to Hafed's opinion.
I don't. This Real Madrid don't scare me. This team doesn't, fear me. It's a very not aging team, but more so like a team that's very balanced with a few young players and a few veterans. And with no natural striker, I felt like Madrid this season were going to struggle a lot. I think Bellingham has, I wouldn't say surprised me, but he's overachieved so far. I think that comes down to a lot with him playing well as the false nine, front midfielder, however you want to see it. I think he's basically playing as a striker this season, where the movement he makes, I think he dropped backs only when Madrid kind of get ahead in games. But it's not a team that scares me. It's pretty much the same personnel that we see over the past few years, especially now with Militao out, Alaba out, Courtois out. The team, I think, is weaker a bit. So I think I personally think they've overachieved this season for what they've done in the Champions League and also in La Liga so far. But it's definitely not a team that scares me. Even if you add Benzema to this team, it's same old. But if you had, other names that I've seen you being linked with, then it could be a scarier side. But it's a team that's definitely gettable at. And I think you saw that in the first Clasico of the season, where we absolutely, destroyed you, especially in that first hour. And then, like Barcelona this season, we, drop off for 20 minutes, and then Bellingham just, gets lucky. Ter Stegen had absolutely,
lucky.
I think the first goal when Bellingham shot from distance. Ter Stegen dove late, and he had 2 or 3 players, Barcelona and Real Madrid players, blocking his vision.
It's on Ter Stegen. You can't expect Jude to be praying to the heavens that Ter Stegen dives a bit earlier so that his shot gets saved. We should
have went to halftime 2-0 at least. We had the Gundogan goal.
But you did.
Yeah. And I said in the video,
I'll tell you something in return, Hafed, yeah? The way you basically put it out there, like we are a team that basically is easy to be gotten at. Like I would completely understand that because I've seen us being cut open
not
with
easy to be
too much
gotten at.
ease.
Not easy, but there's a pathway to it. I don't think the problem is Real Madrid have the
There's
aura.
a pathway to any side being gotten at.
No, but I think like your Bayern Munich's, your Man City's, your Liverpool's, the formula to beat them is not only you have to find the formula, but you have to execute it to perfection. With Madrid, the formula is there, and whether you execute it to 60%, 70%, who can get the job done. But with Madrid, they have the aura. They have the Real Madrid aura. So that's always going to be with them, and that'll always narrow down the gap of how difficult that team can be got at. But in the first Clasico, I think Madrid won the game. Credit to them. Did they deserve to win? Yes, because they had 2 chances. They scored both. Barcelona had about 6, 7 clear chances, only scored 1. And that's the name of the game. If you don't finish your chances, you're gonna, cry and be upset afterwards.
The most concerning part of your initial analysis is your blatant oblivious response to they don't scare them. They don't scare me. Like I don't really fear them. But I'll tell you, Hafed, like I really wanted this Barcelona side to intimidate me going into this season because I had high hopes because you were coming off the back of a very impressive, almost historic, defensively historic La Liga winning side. And the more I see them, man, they don't even stand a chance even against, I reckon, Napoli, because Barcelona is so easy to play against.
Napoli are so shit. They're so bad.
They're so shit. That's what I'm telling you. Barcelona is one of the easiest sides to be, to actually, play against in Europe. Like the way you're ponderous on the ball, the way you take so many unnecessary touches building up. Like, I don't know, man. Like you guys don't scare me one bit either.
There's no killer instinct. It's not like you're going to score off of 2 chances. You need like 10 chances.
That's exactly right. That's what I was going to mention. Yeah. I think Barcelona don't take too many touches. I think we're just indecisive. We're so bad at making decisions this season. Even against Osasuna, we've missed like 4 chances before Lewandowski got a lucky goal, which was, Christensen winning the ball in the midfield, quick pass by Gundogan, boom, finishes. We missed 4 or 5 chances in that game too. I think the story of our season has been us creating 50 chances a game, don't score. Other team gets their 1 chance that, every team will leak at some point and they score. That's been the whole entirety of our season. There's been some games where we played well. I think against you in that first hour, we played well. Against Atletico at home, we played 100%. Well. Against Girona, the first maybe 50 minutes, we played well. Apart from that, we've just been mediocre. Just, we come in as Barcelona favorites. We have a good team, so you expect us to get a result. Even against Osasuna, we weren't that great. Xavi said after the game, we didn't play that well. It's just a very professional game. That's how it's been for Barcelona this season. I wouldn't say we're scary at all. Absolutely not. I think we have, suffered a lot with injuries this season as well, as have Real Madrid. But Real Madrid, the issue with Real Madrid is that they've lost, you've lost Alaba, Militao, Courtois, 100% for the season. Us, we lose a player for a month, they come back for a week, they lose him for a month. So it's always, unpredictable.
Mm-hmm. One thing that also I would like to, put forth is basically what Xavi mentioned, I think, a couple of months back, where he said the basics of playing for a club like Barcelona, where the effort is barely 50%. Like, can you attest to that? Like, are the players basically slacking?
I would say in that moment when Xavi said it, there were quite a few. We've seen, I don't want to name names. They're very obvious, but, Lewandowski, Joao Felix. I think since the Bayern Munich rumors, Araujo has been below par. I would say Balde has dropped off significantly with, people saying in the media it's because he has no competition, which could be the case, but he's dropped off a lot this season. I think the midfield has kind of been our only decent point this year, but we did lose, of course. Gavi, we've had Pedri for maybe 1 month of the 6 months, 5 months of the season so far. But there have been players who you see in the game, the effort level isn't really there. You see them, not tracking back, not really pushing for a run. What I hate the most is that I've seen so much this season that players whine. Mess a pass and go, they yell at him.
Lewandowski especially, man. Oh my God. Even as a neutral, right? Like
Lewandowski
watching
does it a
him.
lot. Joao Felix does it a lot. Gundogan does it a lot. Gundogan surprised me. I'm not saying that he sits there and complains. Like he'll wait for the play to stop, but you always see him complaining. He'll make a run. He'll go like this and stuff like that. And that stuff. Of course, he's still new. Same with Joao Felix. They're still getting integrated. It's only been a few months of them in the squad, but I think the reason for our poor performances and poor results this season have been our own doing. It's not been because the other team have dominated us or anything like that. It's just been because we kind of let ourselves down.
Fair. Jacob, I'll let you carry on. These were some of the burning questions I had to just get it out of the way. My bad though. you can take on the baton.
Yeah, it was a good introduction. Let's just to get back into the match. Let's look at Barca's semi-final maybe. So you had I wouldn't say a decent game. You had a lot of chances, but still missing that killer instinct. So what happened with the injuries? Just take us through just how you played and what could have been better.
It was a very professional performance. I walked into the game confident, and I was confident throughout the game. There's ever a moment in the game where I was a bit nervous or, felt worried. I think in that first half we dominated. I think we had about 80% of the possession going into halftime. To be fair to Osasuna, I think that's the thing with Barcelona. We control a game, 80% of the possession the first half. I'd say we had 3 clear-cut chances, but so did Osasuna. I think Budimir got in behind quite a bit. We had a lucky deflection with Balde that could have went on target. So again, it's that indecisiveness from Barcelona. Second half, I wouldn't say cruise control, but it was a very professional performance. We got the goal. Once we got the goal, Osasuna kind of to push, and then they had more space in behind with Pedri and Joao Felix coming in around the hour mark with their ability. It opened up Osasuna a bit more. So it was a very professional performance. I wouldn't say we played super well, but we're into the final and the job is done.
And how about the injuries? So are they like big misses for you guys, or you think you can like easily make up for it?
We lost Rafinha. Rafinha, I think he's had a very debatable season. His numbers are very, very good in terms of goals and assists and output, but he's been one of the main players who, in the final third, he's just so indecisive. When he has to cross, he shoots. When he has to shoot, he crosses. When he has to pass, he doesn't pass. When he has to pass, he doesn't pass. But his numbers have been very good this season. But yeah, he pulled his hamstring. He's going to be out for around 2 to 4 weeks. He's going to miss this game. I think he'll probably be back around beginning of February for the Champions League, but he'll be playing this game. Cancelo did not train about an hour ago with Barcelona. He did not train with the group, so he's not going to play probably, but hopefully he'll be back around next week for our Thursday Copa game, and then maybe he can start against Betis away next weekend. Then, of course, Gavi's out for the season. Ter Stegen's going to be back around beginning of February as well with his back surgery. Alonso had the same injury, but he's going to be coming back around March. So we're down a few players, as are Real Madrid as well.
The thing is, like, it's just that we've forgotten about those players almost because we're not going to see them until the end of the season. So we're pretty confident with the players that we have that, they're proven starters. They've got us the results this season. So I think we're good in terms of...
With us, just Gavi who's out for the season.
Yeah. And how did it feel? Like, was it exactly like a home game? Because for us, when we watched our semi-final, it was like at the Bernabeu, almost better than the Bernabeu, I would say, just the atmosphere and everything.
For Barcelona's game?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because, what Osasuna fans are going to go to Saudi? What Osasuna fans are going to go there and what fans are there in Saudi Arabia for Osasuna. I think they had a little section at the in the middle of the stadium, and apart from that, it was all Barcelona. But it's the same thing with the Real Madrid game. I think they had majority Real Madrid fans, but there were some Atletico fans because Atletico is a big club. But with Osasuna, it's going to be difficult to get their fans in there. But it did feel like not a home game, but kind of a neutral game where you go to a friendly and you always see everyone cheering the one-sided team. So it was a very one-sided crowd. They were chanting Barca. They chanted Messi in the 10th minute. Lamine Yamal got some chants. Pedri as well. Typical stuff. But it didn't feel like it was a neutral venue.
Right. And I'm going to come to you. Maybe Mo, you can answer this because you lived in the Middle East. Is it going to be a home game for us or for Barcelona?
I think you're confusing me. Sune is the one lived in.
Oh, yeah. So you can go ahead, take this. So what's going to happen? Are we going to see more of a Real Madrid home crowd or is it the other way around?
In my memory, it was always 50-50, but recent success and especially post like 2016, 2015, 2014, Ever since Decima, I think there has been a shift. But it's going to be pretty close, man. It's going to be split
I think
equally,
it'll be too
I
close
believe.
to tell. Even last Super Cup, both teams got their even chance. It would feel like a neutral game. I don't think there'll be more Real Madrid fans or more Barcelona fans.
Mm.
And there'll be a lot of neutrals there, just people who are there just to watch the game for whatever reason.
100%.
I think when it comes to the Middle East, Real Madrid has like a slightly larger following when compared to Barcelona. So it's always going to be a little bit pro Real Madrid, but like you said, a lot of neutrals, both sets of fans coming there to enjoy. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
100%.
So now let's just move on to maybe some of the individual players. Maybe just with the context of the whole season, not just the Osasuna game. Like all Real Madrid fans have this question, right? So what's up with Lewandowski? Is it just a lack of confidence, or is it the fact that he has actually declined? Are we ever gonna see the original Lewandowski that came to La Liga?
I don't know, man. It looks like he aged about 6 years since last season. To be fair, since the World Cup, he hasn't been that great in that second half of the season. He was played well, got some goals, but since the World Cup, there's been a clear drop off. This season, I think it's mainly down to his indecisiveness. His build up play is there, but his decision making, link up play in the box, he misses some clear-cut chances. If you look at my videos, my match reviews, every time I rate him, I say he should have had a hat trick today, should have had a brace today, and then he ends up scoring maybe 1 or 0 goals. Where he goes in the media, complains, "Oh, we don't play with 2 wingers. I don't have many chances." Where you have 6 or 5 clear chances in the game, he doesn't score, and he's like a piece of wood that just stands in one spot and doesn't move. He doesn't read the game as he read it that we saw last season. He always makes the move late or too early.
It's almost like he has lost his striker instincts. Like whenever I see him, like he's too late to a cross, too late to a cutback.
Yeah, I would say so.
Mm.
It's very similar to what happened with Suarez. Very
Really?
similar.
Nah.
But
really,
with Suarez, he would perform.
I don't think Suarez ever lost his movement, man. In my opinion.
I think no. With Suarez, it was just in the big games. We played Atletico, Real Madrid, Villarreal back at the time, or Champions League. He was off it, but against Eibar at home, Almeria, these teams, he can do a job still. But in those big games, you can see clearly that he's one step behind. I think his movement dropped off a lot in those big games as well for Suarez. But in the little games where the team isn't that great, and it's at the Camp Nou, he always does a job. But Lewandowski's not even doing that now.
So that 50 million is looking too expensive.
Huh?
That 50 million is looking too expensive all of a sudden.
It depends what happens with it. If we sell him, we make some money back. If he's made us a lot of money in terms of his search sales. If you look at the
but
advertising
won't actually get you any money.
No, but like for marketing and sponsorship, he's always Lewandowski's at the front of the face. So he's behind the scenes. He's earned us a lot of money. He is costing us, I think, 300,000 a week. So that's why the club this summer have to either sell him or try to get him a new contract with lower wages. Because what he's doing now for 300,000, I can do more, and I'll do it for $5 a week.
Hafed would do it for a falafel, but Hafed, let me let me get this straight.
Combo, though, you're making a combo at least.
Let me get this straight. Like a couple of years back, so many of my mates on this very panel, and even the people in the chat, like they were kind of surprised by my statement that I would love to have Lewandowski in the league. Right, I would love to see Lewandowski add more firepower to Barcelona, give them, the killer instinct that you guys are missing right now. But I wanted that for the, for the league, for our rivalry to, to go up to somewhere near, the levels that we have seen before, and us really being pushed in the league, I thought would, like really help the league, really help both sides and whatnot, and that really, happened last season, and like in the fashion that you guys won the league, it really stood out how much Lewandowski was crucial and incremental to your success. But in no scenario that I envisioned Lewandowski to be playing this poorly, right? Like I hearsay is one thing, but then you watch it live, you really just understand like what's going wrong. Like the disconnect is alarming. Like I'm not sure like how Xavi can fix it, because like I've seen fans basically calling out Xavi. Like, why are you just keeping him for the sake of just keeping him? In the 11, just pull him off, right?
It comes down to so many things. I remember one year, I think it was this 2017-18 season when we won the double. The first 11 games, Suarez, oh my God, he missed about like 50 chances and didn't have a goal in the first 11 games. It was the first season of Ernesto Valverde. And a lot of people at the time were saying, oh, drop Suarez. I think we had Paco Alcácer on the bench, give him a chance, blah, blah, blah. But once Suarez got that first goal, everything came to fruition. With Lewandowski, I think Xavi's betting on the same thing. You just have to hope that something comes out of it. Again, he's the highest earner at the club along with Frankie de Jong. He's a big name. Even in the game against Osasuna, people are saying, why didn't Xavi sub off Lewandowski for Victor Roque or Mark Guiu? But what if the game goes into extra time and penalties? You need that big name player. You need someone there who you can rely on. And that's what Lewandowski offers you. Is this his name at this point? Because his performances are not backing it up. I mean, I'm at a point where if you told me start Lewandowski or Mark Guiu tomorrow, there's a debate to be had. There's a debate.
That's insane. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. I think it comes down to what's available on the bench as well. You have two very young players, and a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old who just come from Brazil not even a month ago. So it comes down to that as well.
How is he looking? Victor Roque, like
he's played like only 40 minutes in the few games, but I have very high hopes for him. What I've seen from his games in Brazil, he is a very, very mobile striker, a very fast striker, and a clinical one. But I think Xavi really wants to ease him into the game because, again, 1 month ago, I was saying that I think Victor Roque will bench Lewandowski come like February time because Lewandowski is playing so badly. But I think Xavi and the club really want to take the pressure off Victor Roque. Even when he came, he had his press conference. Everyone's asking Xavi, oh, can he start? If he plays well, will you put Lewandowski in the bench? So he wants to take away, I think, that pressure that we have as Barcelona fans, thinking that if he gets one good run, scores one goal, everyone's going to call for Lewandowski to be dropped and for Victor Roque to start. So I think he's really easing him into it. Hopefully he starts on Thursday in the Cup. If he doesn't start on Thursday in the Cup, I will be a bit worried because now it's been like 4 or 5 games. He came on for like 10 minutes against Las Palmas. He came on for half an hour against Barbastro in the Cup. So I think he's just really trying to ease him into it. So it's 100% going to be Lewandowski tomorrow. And hopefully he does something.
Does something. Fair.
So for
FD
us,
Mohammadi in the chat.
okay.
Jacob, if you can.
Yeah,
But go for it. Like, we can get other comments later. But
I was going to get to the
complete your point.
I wanted to say, like, how does he look in training and whatnot? So with Arda Güler, we always see a bunch of his training videos. We get hyped for no reason. Even without getting onto the pitch, we're super hyped already. Like, are you that hyped about Victor Roque?
Training videos are such a myth for me. What I hate is that Barcelona. So we have a problem with free kicks. Since Messi left, we scored 1 free kick, and it was Ferran Torres against a crab Betis keeper. I think Betis had like their 4th choice keeper, but we won 5-0 early in the season. They had like their 5th choice keeper start, some bouncy free kick. What Barcelona do is that they always post clips of the players putting free kicks top corner, bar down, right in that little space in the top corner. But in the game, they sky it, or in the game, they hit the wall. So for me, training videos are always, I don't, look into them at all. I know with Madrid, they're a bit more crazy, I will say. I see some reports like, oh, Arda Güler scored a beautiful goal. Oh, Carvajal had an insane tackle in training. So Madrid's a bit more crazy. Barcelona,
Hafed, you are just a victim of Barcelona's, marketing strategy. That's it. Simple as.
Yeah, Barcelona, the media there don't really go too deep into training. They just report on who's there, who isn't there, and then whatever Barcelona put out for clips and videos, that's what you judge it on.
Right. I guess let's get into the comments, and then maybe after that, let's get into the combined 11. Sounds good?
Yep.
All right. So football enthusiast, he says Hala Madrid. This is, I guess he's one of from your channel, Hafed. So he says Visa Barca. Prince Arthur's here. He says, let's get it out of the way. Kepa will start and we will start a goal down. when he is in the post. Any other surprises will be down to injury, and it's going to be usual Carlos first choices. So, Hafed, I'll come to you, right? Does it inspire confidence that Kepa is actually probably going to start?
I don't know, because I think Kepa has done all right the first few months of the season before he got the injury when Lunin got his chance. But I've seen the past few games how Madrid fans are really going into him. I can't say I've seen anything that makes me think, oh, I'm excited to have Kepa start, because I know Barcelona are going to miss chances. So if we were being clinical, maybe I'd be a bit more excited. But with us, being difficult with our chances, I think Kepa starting is not going to be that much of a worry.
Mo, do you think the same thing? I mean, what I've noticed from Barcelona this season is that that's super dangerous on crosses, right? Especially Lewandowski, Araujo, and whatnot. Do you think we're really going to struggle?
With Kepa starting in goal?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like the first thing is like, is Kepa's going to start? I think it's definitely going to happen because Ancelotti, based on recent reports and Mark and everything, seems as that Ancelotti is going with Lunin for the Champions League and La Liga. So I'm guessing it's going to be Kepa tomorrow and the Kepa in the midweek. So we still have 2 more games of Kepa if Hafed's
my dream's alive.
comes to fruition. But lose out in the midweek. But having said that, I think Barcelona really do have a good chance because if you guys remember 2 years ago when Xavi was playing his first class, managing his first Clasico, not playing, that time he came in and he really exploited our weakness on crosses, and he had Ansu Fati getting into position and scoring headers. So I think besides Diego Simeone, I think Xavi is somebody who's really exploited this weakness in Real Madrid's game. So tomorrow I expect Real Madrid to struggle again with crosses, especially if Ancelotti decides to stick with Kepa. And then you have to understand that for Xavi's game, wingers are very important. And then when you put in Lewandowski in middle, and the thing is like we've had this discussion about Lewandowski struggling, but why is he struggling? Hafed pointed out that he's a step slower. But when you're playing the game that Barcelona plays, the game of positions, so the player has to make an effort to get into the right position, and he has to be able to attack spaces. I think Lewandowski, being a step slower, has been struggling with that this season, but he got the goal against Osasuna. So till that goal, he when a striker is off form, he wants to play to what he knows. So Lewandowski wanted to play to what he knows, but now he has that goal. Now he has that confidence. So we have to see how the game changes tomorrow and how Lewandowski changes tomorrow. So if Barcelona play their usual game, playing in crosses, exploiting our weaknesses, it's going to be tough for Kepa.
I wouldn't say, just to quickly add, that Barcelona, spam crosses in game. We always spam crosses when we panic. When we're,
towards the end,
last 20 minutes we need a goal. It's just crossing, inshallah. That's what the team does.
I think talking about crosses isn't just what you do in games every time, right? It's about what you do in games when you face against Real Madrid. So Xavi, I mean, for all the criticism he gets, he's a decently intelligent guy. And the thing is, like, I've seen him like since the first Clasico he matched against Ancelotti. He has identified where Real Madrid's weaknesses are, and he has managed to exploit them. Not every match has been able to do that. Even matches from the Premier League haven't been able to do that, but Xavi has. So it's not about whether Barcelona are just spamming crosses in usual games. It's about how Barcelona are going to approach this particular game. So I think when he identifies the fact that Kepa is a weakness, dealing with crosses, and then we have Nacho besides Rudiger. So Rudiger is the only guy who's essentially dealing with crosses, and sometimes Sherman is dropping in to help him out. So I think Xavi is definitely going to exploit that.
I think for the crosses, though, it really comes down to how the team is for Barcelona. So the first Clasico, though, was where we lost 3-2. You have Luke de Jong, who is a target man, so that's why you spam crosses. I think in the first few Clásicos of last season, where we lost 3-1 at the Bernabeu, then we won the Super Cup, we didn't really spam crosses that much because we believed in our own ability. When Xavi has to tactically adjust to a game based on what he has available for him, that's when he maybe potentially spans crosses. I think even in a game where we lost 2-1 earlier this season, we didn't really cross too much. We really opened you guys up from the middle of the pitch with the vulnerabilities there.
I think you are like kind of focusing too much on the spam part of the spam crosses.
No, I know what you mean. Especially
what
with
I'm
those.
trying to say is like Xavi is the guy who, like, I'm giving credit to Xavi, right?
Yeah.
I'm giving credit to the fact that he understands what Real Madrid is all about and what their weaknesses are, and exploiting somebody's weaknesses and playing to your strengths is a good thing. And I think one of Xavi's strengths, what that other Barcelona managers did not have in the recent past, is the fact that they weren't able to adapt to the opponents. Xavi's natural setup already helps him play against Real Madrid. So when he adds something else to the arsenal, a variation, that helps them even more.
Fair enough. I just think that it's more so what leads to the cross. So I remember a good example was the game in the cup last year where we won 1-0 at the Bernabeu when Kessie scored that kind of offside dodgy goal. There's a lot of moments in the second half where Ansu Fati or Rafinha were making runs in behind the fullbacks and putting those low-driven crosses in, not the ones that loop in for a header, but those cutbacks. I think that's what Real Madrid's main vulnerability. That's why I was kind of expecting for the game tomorrow, but then I saw in the game in the derby how Ferdinand Mendy played. I think had a very good game despite his criticism a lot. I think Carvajal's had a good game, so I think that will be not nullified a bit, but I think it'll be a bit more fine-tuned. But I don't see Barcelona really, playing as wide as you say. You said, I think one of you guys said that Xavi, loves his winger and stuff like that. He does, but then he plays the wingers as inverted wingers playing beside Lewandowski.
Yeah,
like we saw Ferran Torres basically plays a second striker against Osasuna, and then we have only one wing in Rafinha. With Rafinha being injured now, I don't know if Xavi will, change. Even when Joao Felix is on the left, it's not really a left winger. He's more inside, so we only play
centrally.
We only play with one winger. But I think that's one of Xavi's main problems is that he doesn't really trust the natural wingers like Lamine Yamal because he thinks he's too young and things of that nature. I think if he goes with two natural wingers tomorrow and plays them actually as wingers, then we can be more threatening than having one of the wingers kind of cut inside a bit. Again, with Xavi, he hopefully, I don't think he overthinks games, but he has always a lot of options for games, whether it's going to be forward midfield, he goes with two natural wingers, or one kind of dummy second striker and then another winger. So
the thing is, I think more is coming from an opponent's perspective.
Let me just clarify the winger side.
Right.
The thing is, you have rightfully pointed out, the left winger kind of tucks inside because of the players that you have, the quality, the characteristic of the players you have.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, when the left winger is tucking inside, there's Balde who's stretching the opponent's fullback, right? So Xavi, when he uses wingers, it doesn't just mean that he's using left winger or right winger. It means he likes to stretch the opponents out, and he's using whatever personnel he has, and he utilizes the fullbacks, especially the left fullback, to stretch out wingers, and the right back kind of tucks inside. So that was the point I'm trying to make. And you made an excellent point. You said that he likes to have Real Madrid's, one of Real Madrid's weakness last season was the fact that you would get players play the ball into the half space near the box, cutbacks. So I think what Real Madrid have done this season is the fact that we are playing with 4 midfielders now. So we have a player guarding those spaces as well. Last season we were struggling with only Cruz doing the job, but right now we have the likes of Tchouaméni and Valverde who are going to take those spaces. So it's an interesting game.
So what you mentioned was a great point about how we see Balde occupy that space and the right back kind of tucks inside. That has been the case last season, but this season is now the opposite, whereas the right back in Cancelo playing as a winger with the left back cutting inside, because Balde has been on a terrible run of form recently. He got dropped a month ago. He's only playing now because Cancelo is injured, so Xavi doesn't really have a decision to make. If Cancelo was fit, Xavi will have to think, do I put Cancelo left back, Koundé right back, or do I have to go with the natural fullback? So Balde has been very, very poor this season, especially in his productivity in the final third. His crosses have been absolutely woeful, and not just the simple cross over the top, even the cutbacks in behind, where he doesn't read the run properly. It always gets blocked. He always takes an extra touch. So that, you mentioning that could be something that Barcelona could use to find vulnerabilities in Real Madrid. I hope that's the case, but we haven't seen any evidence of that this season.
There you go. Jacob and me, we felt left out for the past 15 minutes, but let's move on, guys.
The thing is, it's interesting talking about this aspect because I definitely
100%.
I definitely think this is something that Barcelona are going to do. But he raised the
hopefully. I know if we do it, we'll be effective in it. I know if we do it, it's going to be it will definitely be vulnerable for Real Madrid, but we haven't done it this season. I don't even think we did it in the first Clasico as well, because again, in the first Clasico we had Cancelo playing as a right winger, back four, and I think Balde was at fullback, and everything was coming through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But hasn't Cancelo also played out on the left back position?
Yeah, Cancelo's probably been our best player this season. He's been absolutely all over the place, and It depends on where Xavi puts him, but he's going to be out for tomorrow. So
And I think
it's a very simple game plan for Xavi tomorrow.
Something that I think is also going to happen tomorrow is the fact that Araujo is going to play as a right back to kind of counter Vinicius. So I definitely think he's going to be playing a left full back who,
it depends with Vinicius, because again, he's kind of like what we saw with Ferran Torres against Osasuna. He kind of plays a bit more inside. He only becomes wide when the play is stretched from Madrid. So we saw against the derby, the counterattack. That's when Vinicius holds the wing, and then he's effective. Like the first few minutes of the game.
About the Vinicius is the fact that what his starting position is, right? Vinicius likes to start out wide, so that is the reason why Xavi is always like pushing Araujo hard wide. So
he's gonna put Araujo there.
100%.
100%, he's gonna put him there.
Not a fan of that, but I guess it has worked for Xavi.
Are you like really? Are you like somewhat confident that Balde can create realistic chances for Barca if he plays more of an advanced role?
I don't know, man. His one of his weak points has been his decision making and his crosses. They're not as effective and they're not as clinical as we saw them last season. This season, I don't even think he has an assist that I can think of off the top of my head. So with Balde, he got dropped a month ago, so he's going to be lacking a bit of confidence. But now, hopefully, he has continuity and there can be somewhat of a push. He played very well against Osasuna. He had a very balanced game where he defended well and pushed forward well. But again, when he was pushing forward, nothing really decisive and impactful in the final third. It was very much a professional performance from him, but we haven't seen that from him in months. So seeing that, is definitely some confidence there. He played with a back discomfort for the whole game as well. So maybe him on drugs, some painkillers will help him put a cross in better. I don't know.
I kind of find this funny, okay? Just like the thing is, like last season, Balde was the best fullback in the world, best left fullback in the world, but now Barcelona fans are like incredibly down on him.
I still have maximum faith in Balde. I think he's a unique talent. I think the issue with him now is that there's no competition. Last season, he had Jordi Alba breathing down his neck. I remember, I think it was in February, Balde was dropped. Jordi Alba came in, he got an assist. People are thinking, oh, there's competition, but then Xavi gave the continuity to Balde and he performed. Balde now knows that he can play 5 games in a row, give away 10 goals. He'll still start because ain't no way Marcos Alonso is getting ahead of him in any means whatsoever. I think I have a better chance of starting at left back over Alonso. So he plays week in, week out, knowing that no matter what happens, no matter how I play, I will start next week. And last season, we have the 4th captain, one of the best left backs of all time, and probably the best left back in the history of Barcelona on the bench ready to go. So there is that bit of, knocking on the door behind him.
Definitely. So
I'll just make one last point. I think when it comes to the Clasico, form goes out of the window. And especially against Real Madrid, a club guy like Alejandro Balde is, he's going to be ready to go. So tomorrow, whatever's happened before in the season is not going to matter because I think he's going to bring his 100%, 150% in the game. So I'm definitely expecting a performance from him.
I'm a big fan of that. That form goes out the window in big games. But sometimes form can be a good indication of what you can expect as well.
Oh, definitely. You're right about that.
Yeah. But I agree with that. That form goes out the window, especially in games like this.
Right. Let's head into a couple more comments before we go to the combined 11. So Ifti Mohammadi, he says, did Xavi get enough time to examine the pitch? Has the grass been watered enough?
Yeah, the pitch in Saudi has been good.
Hafed can attest to that, yeah. Okay.
Man, the problem is that we've played on when you play teams that purposely, damage the grass and make it long and wet on purpose, it's so evident because these players, they train at the Ciudad Deportiva, Joao Gamper, the best pitches, the best artificial grass the human can make, and then they go to some random park where it's going to be difficult for them. But same for Real Madrid. Of course, they don't complain about it as much as, Xavi, and I think Jurgen Klopp complains about it a lot because it's so important to their game. With Madrid, that with their quality, counterattacks, with their pace, they will get in behind despite a poor pitch. But when Barcelona's main ability is, pass and build up and the ball is bouncing around and moving directions, it's going to affect them. But the pitch should be good for tomorrow.
All right.
It's Thursday where we're going to have pitch problems.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You might also have lighting problems given the last game.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
hopefully with Barcelona, they paid the bills and it's all good.
Oh god. So Xavi actually complained about that, yeah? The lighting?
No, not just from the last game against Villarreal when the team that we faced, game got suspended when they went to extra time, I think, because
Yeah,
their
they went to
lights,
extra time, so they had to play the next day because Villarreal kind of refused
their
to.
lights went out and they couldn't get them back on. Yeah.
Man, the state of La Liga.
I mean, it's a second or third division team, so
Yeah, third division side.
Third division team, yeah. So they're poor, man. Leave them alone. They're just trying to enjoy the moment.
All right. So, I guess let's start the combined 11 portion of this podcast. The rules are you can only bring in players who are healthy right now, who can actually feature in this game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the only rule. Let's get started with the goalkeeper. It's an easy one. Hafed, whatever you say goes for this position, you know.
if Kepa's that bad, we can have Inaki Pena, sure. But Inaki Pena isn't.
Has been decent. He has been decent at least.
Listen. This is a very big myth about Inaki Pena being decent. He came in, had one good game against Atletico where he kept the clean sheet. After that, he's been mid. I think the main issue with Inaki Pena is confidence. When he's on the ball, when there's a moment that calls on the keeper, I'm not confident. I'm worried. And a lot of the times he would not catch the ball. He just punches it. He'll do like a slap, hit it away, things like that. There's no confidence in his game. And every time he's on the ball as well, you know, when Barcelona passes back to the keeper, they kind of have a lot of space. You see a lot of the players, you know, directing Inaki Pena where to put the ball, telling him to calm down, stuff like that. So I think in terms of shot stopping, in terms of, you know, closing down the space, making those runs, making yourself big, he's been all right. But in terms of, you know, clearing crosses and build up play, he's been a bit mediocre. But, you know, if he's better than Kepa, he's better than Kepa. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, what's he talking about, man? Like he's talking about goalkeepers building a play. Like have you heard that in Madrid?
I mean, you don't really have to go down that route. It's like
Kepa's all right with his feet, is he not?
Kepa is good with his feet. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but
same with Inaki. Just Inaki, there's no confidence there. I know he has the ability to kick the ball all the way to the halfway line. He's gotten some decent passes off, but it's just when he's on the ball, when the ball comes to him, he controls, he looks. That's where I get nervous.
Kepa has his fair share of clangers as well, like where he's very uncertain who to play it to, you know, and when he has the ball at his feet.
You know, I don't want to pile on Iñaki Pena because, you know, the Barca boys already done that for me. So I kind of find it funny that we've gone from the days of Courtois versus Ter Stegen to Iñaki Pena versus Kepa versus Lunin.
Ter Stegen's so clear of Courtois, though. That's actually funny.
No.
Yes.
Nope.
But for me personally, out of these three, I'm probably going with Lunin.
Well, is Lunin going to play tomorrow? We're doing it on who's playing tomorrow.
No, he said that there should be injured. It should be available for selection. So Lunin's available for selection.
Yeah, but he's not going to be selected though. So if you want to throw
the thing is with Ancelotti, you never know, right? Ancelotti can come in and say in the press conference that today I'm going to play Mo, but he's not even going to select me in the squad. So, you know.
If there weren't rumors about Kepa starting, I know Relivo and other media outlets say that Kepa's going to start. I would agree with Lunin, but if it's Kepa versus Inaki, then I'll be very strong on Inaki Pena.
Okay, if you want to do that, you know, just limit to Kepa versus Iñaki Pena, I would still go with Kepa. I do agree, you know, with Kepa being weak in the area battles, but, you know, overall, I think Kepa is a pretty good keeper when you exclude that. But the thing is, like, we cannot exclude that in a normal game. But overall, you know, there's a reason why Kepa is the number 2 for Spain. So I'll still stick with Kepa.
Honestly, that's fair.
I did not see this going this way. Like that we're actually going to choose Kepa, like even over Lunin. But you know, that's how the ball drops.
I mean, Lunin has been, you know, disqualified by default.
Yeah. Lunin is out of the picture for tomorrow. But Farooq was mentioning in the comments, you know, Pena was amazing against Galatasaray. I didn't watch the game, but since he lives in Turkey, kind of.
There's a big difference between playing for Galatasaray and playing for Barcelona.
Yeah.
There's also a big difference of you becoming a starter like this out of nowhere compared to, you know, being the number 1 keeper. You know, Inaki Pena is there training every single day, knowing that he has no chance of starting unless Ter Stegen is suspended or gets injured. Then he comes into a game. But I don't think Inaki Pena has done enough for me to say that he's better than Kepa. I think, you know, he only kept 2 clean sheets in the 13 games he's played in. He's made some good saves, but again, I think there's that lack of confidence. He doesn't really, give me a sense of security.
Definitely.
I'll say this: like listening to him speak about Iñaki Peña has kind of like made my opinion go 180, the complete opposite. Because for me, the Iñaki Peña save that always is in my mind is the one that he made on Memphis Depay after the free kick.
That was a good save.
That was like a brilliant save.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of saved the points for Barcelona in that game. So, but
Atletico Madrid, we played Atletico Madrid 2 months ago, so remember,
Yeah. Listening to you talk about him, it's like my mind is like, okay, fine. Maybe I'm wrong about Iñaki Peña.
But I said that about Iñaki Peña. He has like 2 clean sheets in 13 games. The problem is he does nothing all game, and they have one chance and they score it, but he can't really do nothing with it. So, in terms of the clean sheet number, doesn't really favor him too much. But again, like I said, punching out, balls when he should easily be catched. I'm talking like right to him like this, where you can just go like this, catch it, no problem. He'll punch it away, slap it, and just, I don't know. Might be an agenda for me, but he hasn't done enough at all for me to say that, he's on form, definitely miles better than Kepa. I think Kepa's been all right apart from the past few games. I think he made a mistake in Atletico game when you first game at the Wanda. And then now I hear a bit of noise past 2 games. I think after that he's been fine.
He's been fine because I guess Lunin is starting a lot too. I mean, that's why you're not hearing a lot about
because
him.
Because Kepa got injured, right? If Kepa didn't get injured, there wouldn't be this, Lunin debate all.
Exactly. Fair enough. I guess okay. We're going with Kepa in goal. For right back, Sunil, you can take it away, man. What are you proposing?
The right back, right?
Right back is pretty easy. It's open and shut for me.
Well, are we judging it on who's Barcelona's right back for this game or who's Barcelona's right back for this season?
This game,
right?
Yeah, that's
this game. So if it's Araujo versus,
but Araujo is not a right back by trade, is he?
Yeah,
he isn't.
He does. He puts in a shift there when we come up against a very fast and dangerous winger. I think our main right back over the past month has been Koundé. I think Koundé has been overall this season better than Carvajal. I think Carvajal's had a good past couple of games.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm done here.
There's no way you can tell me that Carvajal has been better this season than Koundé. Koundé has been, I think, before his injury.
Carvajal has been the best right back in the world this season.
Come on now.
Come on now. Yeah, in the world.
In the world. All of you wanted him gone in the summer. Now he's the best right back in the world?
Yeah, that's exactly what
he
happened.
has had a major turnaround. Hafed.
Really?
Not gonna lie.
I mean, fair enough. I think he played very well in the first Clasico, where, again, I'm coming off the back of a summer where everyone's saying, sell him, we need a right back, blah, 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 and he played very well in the game. I think he's had a good season, but I think, it's 2 different types of fullbacks as well. One is a natural fullback who's up and down, creating chances, coming back to defend. Koundé is very defensive fullback, where he doesn't really go up too often. So I would say in the sense of a defensive fullback, it's 100% Koundé, and I don't even think it's close. But if you want to go with the more balanced side, then it's difficult for me to argue against Carvajal at this moment.
I mean, Carvajal has been really decent in defense as well. Like he's one of the reasons why we keep so many clean sheets, and the stats almost speak for themselves. But I don't want to get into stats. So exactly when you said that thing about Carvajal, like our comment section absolutely blew up. So Hassan is like, huh? Rajat is like, huh? What? Farooq is like, name a better right back in world football.
Right now?
Yeah.
Trent is better.
Yeah, there you go. Fuck this shit, man. I'm done. Trent, really? Nah, no way.
Trent's output is so ridiculously clear of Carvajal's output. It's astonishing.
Yeah, ask Trent to defend sometimes.
Huh?
Ask Trent to defend sometimes.
Trent's defensive output this season has been good. I think the bit of an agenda with Trent in regards to his defensive work, which has been exposed a lot over the past few seasons. But I think this season, for what he's come up against in the games he's played so far, I think he's done very well.
Isn't he playing in the Europa League? Obviously, the level of opposition is going to be in the fucking gutter, right?
Well, he's playing in the Premier League. He's coming up against, crazy, deadly wingers.
Do you really think they're going to win the Premier League this season?
Well, Liverpool is between Liverpool and City. I think it depends on who.
It's a false position, if you ask me. Yeah.
I think now with City not being in the League Cup, it'll help them. But again, look, City right now losing to Newcastle 2-1, so you never know.
They're losing to Newcastle. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, I think just reframing it back to Real Madrid versus Barcelona, I kind of find it funny the fact that you said Jules Koundé has been pretty good this season, because every time I go to Barca subreddit, everybody's asking.
Every time I
No.
watch him, he doesn't look certain, even
So-
defending a 1v1. Not gonna lie.
I'll
Yeah,
say
so-
this. So firstly, Cancelo, by the way, is absolutely ridiculously clear of Carvajal, 100 million %. So if Cancelo was fit for this game, we would already be talking about center backs now.
Oh my goodness.
You're telling me Carvajal is better than Cancelo?
Yeah, like,
And
Every day of the week.
so this is one of the things, right?
Waffling.
We're top of the league. Carvajal has been probably our second best player this season. Like that, he's probably one of the reasons why we're at the top of the league. He's taking care of that right hand side really well. He's so important for our offense. He's just undroppable at the moment.
I would say the exact same thing for Cancelo. I said it 10 minutes ago. He's been our
Cancelo is a
best-
different type of a fullback. He is much more focused on, building up play, being
But
being a
defensively as
part
well,
of.
he's had some unbelievable recovery runs. He's made some great defensive tackles in key moments. I remember the game against Porto. He came back, made strong tackles, even against Atletico Madrid. I think between Cancelo and Carvajal, there's no debate at all. But with Koundé and Carvajal, what you mentioned about Koundé. So when Koundé, before he got injured in November, he was probably the best center back in the world. 100%. Unreal. Comes back after a month. Shit. Wallahi, I've never seen him drop off at the level beyond my eyes. Then when he got moved to right back, because Xavi finally clocked that Araujo is not a right back and Koundé is more balanced there, he's played all right, especially defensively. I remember Koundé was played right back all of last season as well, and he was voted the best right back last season because Carvajal didn't play that well. But in terms of this season, if you want to compare between Carvajal and Koundé, we'll give it to Carvajal. But you're lucky Cancelo's not fit.
I don't get it. But Prince Arthur is asking us to do a poll, bro. If we do a poll on a Madrid channel, it's going to be lopsided anyway. So I don't think that's going to be a good metric. But Cancelo, I'll give him
just say this. I don't really want to go down on Cancelo, because Cancelo, especially,
has been pretty brilliant.
Yeah, it's pretty good, and the fact is, he's been one of the best fullbacks in the world. That's undeniable. But this season, Carvajal has been on another level. But there's also the aspect that whenever Cancelo is coming against a good winger, maybe let's say Vinicius versus Cancelo was the game, you wouldn't really fancy anybody in that tournament. And there's a reason why Xavi is kind of pushing his centre back Araujo to go and play right back, even if Cancelo was available this game.
100%. That's a tactical decision. That's not based on.
That's the thing. The point is, when you have a fullback like Cancelo, you're not really fancying them defensively. When you take in Carvajal does both jobs, right? There is not a single game where Carvajal is fit where any Real Madrid manager is going to go and say, "Oh no, I'm not going to play Carvajal. I'm going to instead put this player over here."
But does Real Madrid have
That's the
other
thing.
options? Is there another option that's really going to make Ancelotti think about it?
You guys play Araujo at right back. Militao has played at right back before, and there's an option if he wanted to go defensive to put him there. But no Real Madrid manager in their right mind is going to do that, because Carvajal gives us both sides of the game.
That's more so because you're going to lose Militao at center back, where he's miles better, and where Carvajal.
We have Rudiger at center back. We have Alaba to step in at center back. We have a lot of players, but the thing is,
but
nobody in
Militao
their right mind.
is the starter for Madrid. So it's when it's Militao.
Rudiger-
It's
I mean,
either
if we
Militao
wanted to
or
go really
Rudiger.
defensive, that is an option, but we're really comfortable with Carvajal, man. Honestly, any game.
Because
there's a reason why Carvajal is Real Madrid's undisputed right back.
100%.
And for so many years.
100%.
So many years.
But we have to
I mean-
remember that we never seen Xavi have to make that choice. In both Clásicos this season, Cancelo has not been available to play right back. The first one he played up front because we were lacking people going forward, so that's why he put him more up the pitch. So we never had a decision where Xavi said, "Okay, can I put Cancelo right back against Madrid or not?" But when you have a formula that's been working for 2-3 years, why break it because you have a better fullback? I think if Cancelo was fit for this game, we would have probably seen him at left back and then probably Balde on the bench.
I also like to point out the fact that one game Cancelo played against Vinicius was when we were playing City at the Bernabeu, if you guys remember, 2 years ago. Obviously, you guys remember. The thing is, Kyle Walker versus Vinny was incredibly close. But once Kyle Walker went away and Cancelo was playing against Vinicius, it was a no contest. So,
I judge Cancelo when he's out for Barcelona. I don't really care when he's out for City. So
Alright.
Cancelo I've seen with Barcelona is different breed. And it's kind of crazy how both Barcelona and Real Madrid's best player this season has been a right back.
You know, Hafed, like let's revisit this maybe in the next Clasico preview because maybe
We'll
if
give it to we'll give it to Carvajal now. Yeah,
yeah, if
I'm okay
Cancelo
with
is
that.
fit, yeah, let's see who plays, who Xavi picks. But yeah, let's move on. Let's go to the centre backs. First, I'll come to you, Hafed. You can go ahead. You can pick both centre
So
back.
can I count Arujo, but even though he's gonna play at right back or no?
Oh
Because
yeah,
I'm
you can. You
taking
can.
one of.
I think you can.
So I'd probably go Arujo and Rudiger is what I would say.
Yeah, that Rudiger was pretty painful. That Rudiger came out pretty painfully.
You know what? I actually lied. I'd probably go with Kunde and Rudiger.
Come on, bro. You had to do that.
Because I think Arujo over the past 2 months hasn't been playing particularly well. I think Kunde has. I think if this was last season, you guys wouldn't even have a sniff of a defender. But this season we've been very vulnerable in the back, and it's very inconsistent. 1 minute it's Arujo playing well, Kunde not great, to Kunde playing well, not Arujo not playing as well as you expect for the level that you've seen.
Hafed, just to go back on what you mentioned towards the beginning of this pod. Like I haven't been keeping up with the Araujo Bayern links you were mentioning much. Like, is there some substance to it? Like, are you really kind of think? Oh my God! So like is it going to happen this summer?
I think it will.
That's insane.
I think it will, because as soon as you talk to the other manager, for me, that's creating doubt. It's like, for example, Valverde for Real Madrid. If you hear a report that Jurgen Klopp called Valverde to try and convince him to come, but Valverde said he's focused on Real Madrid, would that not give you doubt that Valverde even picked up the phone to Klopp? That's where I have it for me. Not only does Barcelona have financial difficulties like everyone else does, but you have a player who needs a renewal as well. He's coming into this summer with 2 years left on his deal, so it's prime time to sell him now. You have Bayern Munich willing to offer over 100 million for him, which I think which is the correct value for him. But Bayern were going to pay 100 million for him in January, but Barcelona said no. But 100 million this summer, I think, will change everything. And I think if that offer comes in, I think he will go. There is a rumor that Barcelona, they don't want to sell Araujo. They would reject 100 million. But if the 100 million bid comes in and Araujo says, I want to go, Barcelona will accept it. And the fact for me that he talked to Tuchel, picked up the phone, and when he had his press conference against
Are these from credible sources? Like, are these from sources that you can rely on?
Yeah, 100%. In the press conference for the Osasuna game, Araujo did the press conference. And of course, the first question he was asked was Bayern Munich. He said, I'm focused on Barcelona. I love being the captain. And last summer, there was Manchester United rumors, which weren't as strong as this whatsoever. Just your little, United, like, that's it. And he said that, I'm focused on Barcelona. The way he said it, you can tell that there's no confidence. There's no resurgence. It's not like if Gavi, when there was reports about Gavi to Liverpool, stuff like that, Gavi came out in the media saying, I love Barcelona. I will not leave no matter what. That gives you confidence. Araujo just says, I'm focused on Barcelona. It's the way he gave it was a bit cold. So I think if an offer comes in, 100 million, and I think Araujo will say yes because he talked to Tuchel, despite him saying, thank you for your interest. He said the rumor was that he picked up the phone to be professional.
I mean, you have to do that.
Man.
Like, you have to be
no. If I play for Barcelona, and Pep is at City, he calls me, I'm not picking up the phone.
Really? It's Pep.
No. Maybe Pep's a bad example. Let's say it was Klopp in Liverpool. I see my phone, says Jurgen Klopp. I'm not answering. I'm at in my opinion, my favorite club in the world, best club in the world. I'm the third captain. I'm the starting center back.
But you're not really getting paid well. I mean, this could be tactics.
No, Araujo's getting 100,000, 150,000 a week. We renewed his contract only a year and a half ago. He's getting good money. It's not like he's earning, peanuts like Roberto. He's earning decent
150 money. Compared to the best defenders in the Premier League is peanuts.
Let's not compare Premier League money and La Liga money. All right, there's difference. And also 200,000 at Manchester United is about 500,000 a week at Barcelona because there's the stature as well.
Yeah.
So back to the lineup, I think it should be probably Kunde and Rudiger, is what I would say. But if Araujo was playing well, you guys would be toasted.
Have you been surprised by Rudiger? Is my question this season.
Honestly speaking, I don't think he's been as crazy as Real Madrid fans I've seen make it out to be. I think it's more so in this past month where Madrid fans saying, "Oh, he's the best center." Because I didn't hear any of this when I was saying that Koundé was the best center back in the world in November and October, and everyone was saying, "Oh, Koundé, Van Dijk, best defenders." There's no real, very quiet on Rudiger. But now all of a sudden, when Koundé's not playing well and Van Dijk has not been playing because Liverpool haven't had.
It's because when the jeopardy kind of doubled, tripled, Rudiger was the only one standing.
Exactly.
You feel me?
No, I mean,
I feel
the thing also you have to consider is the fact that if Rudiger is playing 1 month good, you can't really go out and say that he's the best center back in the world, can you?
Do you think
can't
Rudiger's the
really-
best
you
center back
can't-
in the world?
Yeah, right. Currently, on current form, he is.
On current form, but like
Yeah.
let's say this season.
This
Yeah,
season,
6
on
months.
current form. This season, on current
No,
form, on
the
the basis
past-
of what he has done for the past 6 months. Rudiger is the best center back in the world.
Man, top
Man,
5 leagues,
Rudiger
he
is the only
considers least
center back
amount
Real
of goals.
Madrid
And
has. And Real Madrid has
he's
the
probably
best
the only reason
defensive
why.
record in La Liga.
Yeah.
So many people were talking there. What?
I think we said the same thing, Mo. Go ahead.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Rudiger has been the only fit center back Real Madrid have had for the past
Yeah.
6 seasons. And Real Madrid have the best defensive record in La Liga, in a large part thanks to Rudiger, right? And Rudiger is not only performing on the defensive end, he's also performing on the offensive end. And then you also have to consider the fact that for large parts of the game, Real Madrid's like entire team is in the opposition half, except from Rudiger. Rudiger is the only buddy who's defending transitions, who's defending crosses, who's defending everything. He's literally the leader. So for past 6 months, when you compare to the forms of other players, now you're telling me Koundé was the best center back at the start of the season or whatever. Right now he isn't, right?
Yeah,
Because he's
100%.
off form.
I would say that Koundé's had a better
Araujo-
season than Rudiger overall,
You
though.
told me Araujo isn't either. Is it? Am I right?
Right now,
Yeah.
no.
No. So who is left? Who is the person who has given you 6 months? Who has a body of work to back his claim? It's Rudiger.
I still think that from August until now, both Araujo and Koundé overall have been better than Rudiger
Because they were good for 3 months.
for about 4 months.
Okay, for 4 months. But then
Rudiger,
Oh,
compared
damn.
to Rudiger's last month and a half.
Hafed. We're going to give you Araujo, right? Just for
No, he said
just
Either
Koundé.
to
one, Koundé,
keep
Araujo,
it.
same thing.
now, I mean, I have tremendous respect for Araujo because for me, if somebody
Koundé doesn't
If I
really
was a
give me.
If I was a Barcelona
You
fan,
have to
if
watch. You have to watch. You guys watch Barcelona because I watch Madrid when
I
they
do
have a good
watch him,
game.
not as much as you, obviously, but whenever I see Koundé defending a mere 1-on-1, he's shitting his pants. Simple as Hafed.
At center back or at right back? There's two
At
versions of
centre
Koundé.
back. At centre back. And centre back.
No. What I've seen from Rudiger this season, I remember watching some games of Madrid in the beginning, September, October. He wasn't that great, but when I watched against Girona, against Mallorca, and the last few games, he's played well. But I think that
Against
comes
Napoli.
down to against Napoli, yes. But I think that comes down to more so the reliability solely being on him as the only fit decent center back, as Nacho's kind of a versatility player, you could say. And with Militao and Alba going down, he kind of puts more pressure on him. I think he's leveled up. But I think over the course of the season, from August until now, I still think he comes third between Araujo and Koundé. But the past month and a half, 2 months, he can definitely have it.
I mean, just from like personally being on this podcast, I know Rudiger hasn't dropped below a 7 out of 10 any match day, even for the last 6 months.
Wait, sorry, say it again?
I was saying, just being on the spot, just shooting the shit with these guys. We've always rated Rudiger more than a 7 out of 10 every single match day for the last 6 months.
I would say for Araujo and Koundé this season, it's been the same thing, but it's mainly come down to their blip in form. So I don't know if Rudiger's been consistent 7 out of 10 every single game, but with Koundé and Araujo, it's been the first 4 months 7s, 8s, 2-3 weeks of like a 5, and then now they're kind of 6 and 7. So I think that overall, if you count the 8 and 9 at the beginning, the 5 and 6 in the middle, and now the 6 and 7s compared to 7 out of 10, it still will favor Araujo and Koundé on like an average scale.
Okay, I think it's definitely subjective, so there's no point.
Yeah, we should really move on to the left back.
I kind of have a lot of respect for Araujo, and it's like if I was a Barcelona fan, it would be sacrilege for me to talk about selling Araujo as somebody who comes from the academy.
I don't want to sell him, man. I love.
No,
him so
Hafed has basically given up. He doesn't want it to happen.
Yeah, I understand that, but
I haven't given up. I just think it will happen. There's definitely a chance that he stays.
For me, the thing is like when we are making the combined 11, I think like I just want to make the point that Araujo is a player that I have immense respect for, especially the way he's defended against Vinicius and what he does in other games as well. Because I don't want to downplay Koundé either, because Koundé is another center back that I really respect, and I think he's one of the best in the world when he's on form. So, but right now, if it were up to me, I think I would go with Rudiger and Araujo, just because I like Araujo a lot.
That's fair. That's fair.
But
remember, in Clasico's form goes out the window. If we're talking straight ability, it's Koundé and Araujo. But we're talking. I threw in some form in there to help get some Madrid players in.
Oh wow, okay.
Rudiger's flexibility, playing in the three at the back at Chelsea, where it was basically a free for all situation, winning them the Champions League, coming over to Madrid, facing some stiff competition, taking a year to settle in, and then coming out the other side looking like I mentioned before, the sole man standing.
If form went out of the question, 11 Barcelona players are better than 11 Real Madrid players. So.
Huh? You said that will be 11 Real Madrid players?
I said if form went out of the question, 11 Barcelona players are better than 11 Real Madrid players.
This is going to be a long day. We barely have 20 minutes.
A Madrid player or two.
Fair. The left back.
1 second though. What's crazy is that Christensen and Rudiger both joined Barcelona and Madrid from Chelsea on a free a year ago, and overall Christensen's been better than Rudiger. So Rudiger's got to beat out Christensen first before we get into the Araujo Koundé discussion for him.
Christensen last season has been good.
Christensen had a better start than Rudiger.
Yeah.
Again, up to this point, so we're at this point they both
Rudiger last season, but this season no.
Oh,
Rudiger has pocketed some of the best strikers in the world. Like he pocketed Haaland, he pocketed Osimhen. Like there's no question. Like he's probably one of the best centre backs.
Who, Rudiger?
Yeah.
When did he pocket Haaland? For Chelsea or for Madrid?
For us in the first leg, when he didn't start in the second leg, we got
Bernabeu.
Yeah.
But what Christian has done is that not only has he been a consistent defender, but also he's so influential in build-up play. Passing out of Christensen, Araujo, Koundé. Christensen beats both Araujo and Koundé in terms of passing ability.
Very good ball player.
Oh, 100%. Unbelievable. I think definitely up until this point, they've both been now at Barcelona Madrid for a season and a half. I think Christensen has been very, very clear. Although Rudiger is now making up the pace since he's the only center back now. I think that this competition for Rudiger might be a different situation.
Fair enough. Let's see. Let's move on to the left back spot. Mo, you can take it away, man. Who do you think should be the left back?
I don't know. I see a lot of crap about Mendy, man. I don't know.
A lot of crap about Mendy. I mean, the thing is that go ahead. Mo.
Given we are kind of restricting ourselves to players who we think are going to play tomorrow, I think Mendy is going to be there. But if we open it up a little, I could see Camavinga being there. But yeah, just limiting ourselves, I think Mendy is going to be the one I go with, because Barca boys like written is
it's very similar to Kepa and it's very similar to the Kepa
form. So
very similar to the Kepa and Akipandi debate, where I think on their day, Balde is beyond clear, but over the past few months, Balde hasn't been great. I don't know about Mendy. I hear a lot of Madrid fans, saying that he's crap and stuff like that. I don't see him.
Madrid fans say everybody's crap. We if you asked us, all 11 players are crap. But
yes.
Champions League when Barcelona goes on to the group stage. So.
But we see that Camavinga start a lot of games at fullback this season as well. So I don't know what it really comes down to.
Started a lot of games this season.
It was last season actually.
No, but this season he's played. So has it been Mendy the whole time at left back?
When fit, Mendy is the first choice.
So this season he's played like the majority of left back.
Yeah.
Fran, you can slightly maybe edge it because Mendy has been unavailable.
Everybody, Mendy is the one starting.
Yeah, 100%.
We can on current form we can give it to Mendy.
Right. Let's move on. For midfield, I'm thinking we should choose a 4-man midfield just because we have to fit in so many nice players. But yeah, you can go for the CDM position and maybe the right center midfielder position.
I'm trying to think if we're going with 4, so I'll put Bellingham at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Tchouaméni. I think he's the best in terms of ability for the pivot, and also Barcelona don't really have a pivot. But he hasn't played he's just coming off the injury, and I think he only played the past few games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think De Jong and Gundogan have to be in there. They've been Barcelona's 2 most consistent players this season. So they have to be in there.
I agree.
And then you can put Bellingham at the top. Then in the pivot, I think I would argue Petty, but it's very similar to Tchouaméni. He's just come back from injury. Again, I'm playing that more on ability. So I'll probably go Tchouaméni, Gundogan, De Jong, and then Bellingham at the top. I think that's very fair.
Me personally,
Any
like I
disagreements?
would take out Tchouaméni. I mean, I'm forgetting the balance of the team and whatnot, but I'm gonna shove in Cruz in there for sure, and take away Tchouaméni
Cruz,
just because of his
interesting.
unavailability.
Okay, that's fair. As long as there's two Barcelona to Madrid, I think that's fair.
No, you guys have any different ideas? Maybe should we throw out?
For me, the thing is like
De
it's always
Jong.
going to be a question between Cruz and Frankie De Jong because I'm not going to go with both of them. Because,
No, it's gotta be De Jong. Gotta be De
Very
Jong.
similar.
No, it's gotta be De Jong. De Jong is. I would
Yeah,
say
for me personally, I think Frankie De Jong this season has been pretty brilliant. So it's tough for me to drop him either. Although I kind of like what Cruz has done, and I think Cruz has been one of Madrid's most important players. But if it was a choice between one, I think Frankie De Jong is younger, kind of, and he kind of gives like something on defense that I think Cruz kind of struggles a little bit this season. So for me, I'd go with De Jong. For the pivot, it's going to be difficult. I think Tchouaméni is the one I'm going with. The one player I can't leave out is Fede Valverde. So Fede Valverde for me starts, and Bellingham.
if you want, we can do
the
good.
only question I have.
We can do Gundogan the pivot because he's played the pivot for Barcelona.
But I think Barcelona fans themselves don't like him at the pivot, right? He struggles with the pivot.
Not that he struggled, just that it's not.
You
what
lose a lot
need.
of his dynamism in the pivot.
Exactly. His runs in the
Mm.
final third, him being clinical and decisive in those areas, you lose out on it. So it's with Gundogan and De Jong, they interchange a lot. So if Gundogan makes a run forward, De Jong knows he has to drop back. When De Jong makes a run forward, Gundogan knows he has to make a drop back.
So I think when you have a player like let's look at this midfield, right? We have Tchouaméni who's going to play the pivot, right? Who's going to cover the spaces, and he also has the tendency to make runs and play the ball in the final third. Then you have Frankie De Jong, who's a brilliant player when it comes to controlling the tone of the game. Then you have Bellingham, who's obviously playing in the final third, who makes those passes, who controls the ball as well. And then you have the added dynamism of Fede Valverde, who carries the ball and helps it out. So for me, I am happy enough to sacrifice Gundogan.
If you want, we can put Gundogan on the pivot and then Valverde on the right, De Jong on the left, Bellingham at the top. There's no way we're not having both Gundogan and De Jong for what they've done for Barcelona. With Tchouaméni being in and out of the squad, you have Toni Kroos. 1 minute he's starting, 1 minute Modric is starting ahead of him. There's
Not Tchouaméni?
Not Tchouaméni, but because Jacob said he wanted Toni Kroos.
I think Modric isn't starting instead of Toni Kroos.
Well,
the only reason why they started last game was because Toni Kroos was injured.
But from what I've seen, it's always been
Toni Kroos has been undisputed.
Yeah, this season especially.
Okay, fair enough. But I still think it's Gundogan, De Jong, and then you can pick which two you want. There's no way we cannot have a midfield without Barcelona's two best players this season. Because I'm not going to get any attackers as well. Let's be honest. So
Gundogan and De Jong has been pretty exceptional.
So to make everyone happy, I think it's best to put Gundogan on the pivot where he's played a lot this season, De Jong on the left, Valverde on the right, and then Bellingham through the middle.
Fede has to be in there. Fede has to be in
Keep
there.
everyone happy.
Has
like
been
we could even go for a 5-man midfield. What do you guys think?
Oh my God, that'll be overkill.
I'll just stick with happiness over here, and I'll give up Tchouaméni.
Oh boy.
For me, Fede is undisputed. Fede and Bellingham, two players I kind of want. So I'll give up Tchouaméni.
Total
For me, the
support
two
that.
spirit is De Jong and Gundogan. So
Fair enough. All right.
everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy, yeah. Surprising. Man, defense was hard. But yeah, for the striker position,
Defense is a lot of if, buts, and maybes. That's why.
We have this comment from Prince Arthur. He was saying, "What is this guy chatting about? Rudiger is way better than Christensen. Why are you even challenging this fact? Least goals conceded in the league and most assists for a defender, plus two goals."
We're talking over the past 2 months, yes, but a year and a half where they both since joined Chelsea. Christensen is a level, maybe even 2 levels above him.
I disagree when he says that over the past, like when you consider 1.5 season of their work and say like Christensen is like in final.
Rudiger has been in and out of the side. Christensen has had a steady run of games, right?
No, but Christensen's been in and out too. Remember, we have Inigo, who's our only left-footed center back. So Inigo, when he's fit, starts a lot because again, when you have one right-footed, one left foot for Barcelona's build-up, it's just so much smoother, so much easier. You have Koundé, you have Araujo, when Cancelo is fit at right back. You have 4 elite center backs where Christensen has to compete. especially this season. I think last season, with us not having a right back and Kunde playing there, he's of course was an undisputed starter, kind of like what Rudiger is now. That was Christensen last season. But this season, you see one of the reports that came out after Osasuna game, one of the top Barcelona journalists, is that if you look at all of Barcelona's games this season where we played well, which isn't that many, so it's easy to look at them, the 5 or 6, Christensen has always been man of the match. And that's the reality. His influence in terms of the build-up play, in terms of the comfortability with his passes, is what makes everything so much smoother for Barcelona. So that's why I think because Rudiger has been unbelievable for the past 2 months, it's kind of hard to, disagree with it now. But if we're talking full careers at the two clubs, there's no way Rudiger gets in ahead of Christensen.
Okay, I'm gonna live with that. But yeah, let's go on to the strikers really quick and wrap things up.
Well, 2 strikers gonna be Vinicius and Rodrigo, then we can just end it.
Oh, man,
I can't really. I cannot argue any Barcelona forward. Maybe Rafinha if he was fit. I could maybe push for him instead of maybe Vinicius, because Vinicius hasn't played over the past few months. He's just coming back from injury. I think Rodrigo has been very well, especially after the international break. He's getting big goals for Real Madrid. So I would maybe say Rodrigo and then Rafinha, but with Rafinha injured, then.
Oh, you want to fit Joselu in there?
Hey man, be grateful. Having an option like Jose on the bench, I think, is very good.
I'm
massive.
not laughing. I'm
It's
just
massive
laughing because
for
of
us,
the fact that we're kind of having him start. But honestly, I just to make him happy, I kind of put Lewandowski in because I think
No, it doesn't.
form is temporary, but class is permanent for me.
Yeah, I mean, Lamal is my question, Hafed. Like, why isn't he in the conversation?
He hasn't been playing. He hasn't played. He didn't play the last game, and the game on because Rafinha got injured. Didn't play in the cup against Barbastro. He came on for like last 10 minutes.
Is it a tactical decision from Xavi?
No, it's just because of his age. He's 16. You don't want to put too much pressure on him. Last time we had a 16-year-old, he's now on loan at Brighton and can't stay fit to save his life. So he's to be very, very cautious with these young players. You cannot rush them. Same thing what you guys are doing with what's his name, Nico Paz. You don't want to give him so many minutes. I see people on Twitter, play him last 15 minutes. You don't want get some confidence and stuff, but you don't want to rush into it as well. So with Lamine Yamal, unbelievable talent. He will be, fearing up Real Madrid's defense in the future. But for now, to combine 11 based on this season recent form, there's really no argument for him.
That's really sad. Like usually, like this spot would have been the most hard-fought one.
Oh, we're talking ability. You guys probably sneak in 1 or 2 players in this whole 11. So be grateful. There's forms coming into this.
And you guys got all of your players for free, and then we actually had to pay for that.
That's called marketing masterclass.
I'll just say this, if the ability in question was
remember Barcelona
in La Liga, in Champions League, Barcelona will have 11 players.
Barca Athletic, the Barcelona B team, spent more money in the past transfer window than the first team.
Are you proud of that? Why are you proud of that?
I'm not proud of that, no, but it's a reality that sometimes you have to face when taking advantage of free players on the market. When was the last time Madrid signed a free player? Was it Rudiger? Yeah. So missing out on some top players.
All right. Let's wrap this up. I feel like we're all kind of happy with the starting 11 for this combined 11, but then
can we list it out again so that
So it's what Kepa, Carvajal, Koundé / Araujo, Rudiger, Mendy, Gundogan, De Jong, Bellingham, Valverde, Vinicius, Rodrigo.
Right. There you go.
That's on current
pretty
form,
solid.
We're not talking straight ability.
Okay. Asterix attached.
You had to. Yeah, he had
who's
to.
Available for tomorrow as well.
Okay.
We'll speak soon, Hafed, right? We'll speak soon. Speak soon.
Hey, if we do a combined team on everything, you guys are toasted.
Okay.
I think you would admit it as well. I think we'd go through it and you'd be like, yeah.
I don't think none of us three would admit it. Like even off camera, no.
You'll make an argument, but you'll be like, okay.
Hafed is your run-of-the-mill psychologist. He just knows how to get into things. Basically.
I think Hafed is like he has a different idea of what we're discussing. He thinks we are discussing the ability to get knocked out in the Champions League.
Ooh.
No, but when it comes to Clásicos and winning 4-0, 5-0, and then winning the game at your stadium, that's what we kind of have.
When it comes to celebrating, we beat Real Madrid trophy. Yeah, Barcelona is number 1.
Yeah. playing them off the park as well. When was the last time Real Madrid actually battered Barcelona in the game? Because I've been watching Barcelona now.
I mean, it was
5 months ago. 5 months ago. 5 months ago.
The 4-0 was, first of all, the first time I seen Barcelona lose by that margin against Real Madrid, where we've done it to you a million times. But the 4-0 was just, remember, that first hour, we killed you. Absolutely killed you.
I mean,
it was all on the counterattack
We
and
didn't see it on
penalties
the
and
scoreline.
breaks.
Like, how did you kill us?
Yes, my question was, when was the last time Barcelona lost comfortably and got battered by Real Madrid? Because I don't remember.
4-1 in the Copa.
4-1 in the Copa.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, it was just end of last season.
Oh yeah, so we lost 4-0 at home. But that was,
Yeah.
you didn't batter us. We dominated you for the first hour. You got one counter-attack and
I
two
think
penalties.
you had a good game in the first half, but second half you completely crumbled.
Yeah,
You
that
guys
was
had no clue where the ball was.
so yeah, my question, when
And the
Real
ball was in the
Madrid
net
for
4
90
times,
minutes
so.
absolutely kill Barcelona in the past 12 years?
Man,
One
we don't do
game.
that. Like even against top
Okay.
opposition or even Mallorca. Like,
I mean, the thing
that's
is,
not
like,
a game plan.
if you are so obsessed about getting
That's a
big
game.
wins against
So
Barcelona,
your game
you
plan
will
is
win
not to
Champions League
dominate
trophies.
games, just to hit on the counter and get a goal and then move on with life.
If that bought us like 5 Champions Leagues and what?
No, well, about your Champions League was you paying the referee. But that's besides the point.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay,
I'm
okay.
talking about.
I mean, you are the last person who should be talking about people playing the referee.
I hope Drogba is tuning in,
Yeah.
Later on. Because
No,
he'll
no,
have
I mean,
a few
Drogba
words to
doesn't
say.
need to tune in. He should open one of those
Remember how I
publications and
told
see
you?
what the
Wait.
news
Remember how
is.
I told you that Newcastle were winning 2-1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
City just came back and scored in the last second 3-2. So maybe there is no title race. But yeah, for the Negreira case, it's the Madrid media exploded. You see the reports yesterday. Mateo Laos coming out saying that we never got paid. I actually gave wrong decisions to Barcelona, favoring Real Madrid.
Wait, Matthew Lahoz came out and said that he gave wrong decisions against Barcelona to favor Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Where? Are you
I'll-
sure you
I'll-
weren't reading a
I'll send you.
statement?
I'll show you the tweet.
Anyways, yeah. Keep us posted on the tweet. But yeah, let's kind of try to.
This is the problem, right? Because you just see what Marca and El Tringuito
No,
say.
man.
you
The
don't
thing
look
is,
at
like,
Marca.
you
don't
don't
see
really
the-
have to look at what Madrid media is saying. El Confidencial is not Real Madrid media. It's a neutral media.
No, not El
What are they
Tringuito,
saying?
not El Tringuito.
No, I'm talking about El Confidencial. Who's talking about El Chiringuito? El Chiringuito is a
Chiringuito is just trash tier, man.
No, but I'm saying though how you see like you didn't know that Mateo lost what he said yesterday. So it came in from La Vanguardia.
I'm talking about what a neutral media is putting out. El Confidencial is the one who's like putting out stuff about Barcelona. And even if we ignore everything that everybody's putting out, what is the only established fact? The only established fact is Barcelona paid Negreira, right? Apart from that, everything is
for
hearsay.
referee reports on how they perform
Okay,
the game.
referee reports,
Yeah.
but they paid Negreira, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. But there's no influence on the games, which which Real Madrid have done, and that's been clear.
We
Oh
let's see
my
when the judgment comes out, right? Let's hold this talk till the judgment comes out.
The judgment has come out. There's
No,
the
it has
Supreme
not come out. It has not
There's
come
the
out. I
civil
don't know
guardian-
which world you're living in. The investigation is still ongoing.
The investigation as a whole is still ongoing, but
Yeah, so that's the
but
thing.
the Guardian court already had majority of the hearing, and it's all
No?
just
So when the investigation results come out, then we'll talk. Till then,
Okay.
the only established fact is Barcelona paid Negreira reportedly for referee.
But why you went like this? There's no this. We paid him for referee report, point blank. What's this
Referee
mean?
reports.
Referee reports. Where the offside goals in the Champions League?
Oh my
the lines,
goodness.
the lines were drawn. Oh,
Okay,
Arturo
fair.
Vidal red card. Oh,
I mean,
Van Persie getting sent off. Van Persie getting sent off for merely kicking the ball.
Because he yelled at the referee. That's not had nothing to do with Barcelona. And we were winning 4-0 already.
I'll tell you something, right? Like Barcelona fans, they have this ego. I don't know why. Maybe it's the rush they get from being the underdog. I don't know. But
What do you mean? What rush for being an underdog?
because you just basically like to point out the fact that we won 5 Champions Leagues on the back of referees basically favoring us, which is absolutely bullshit.
Not 5. I would say definitely the 2017-2018 one. I think that this is what you deserved. The 2000, the one with Liverpool and Vinicius scored, that was deserved because all comebacks and stuff like that. That's fair credit. But the two when you three-peated, the second two were beyond dodgy, and not just. I'm not saying the whole entire.
If you're talking about the Bayern Munich tie,
I think Barcelona. I don't really want to say this, but like Barcelona fan, not particularly directed at Hafed, right? But a general Barcelona fan living in Barcelona, their entity is all about how Barcelona is the victim, how Madrid is the capital club, and always downtrodden upon them. So this is
But
something
that's
that comes with the, let's say, that
but
comes
that's
with
not an
being a Barcelona
opinion.
fan. So
It's
I
not.
can't really do that. We can't really discuss about it. So he's talking about how Real Madrid got the favorable calls against Bayern Munich. What people ignore is the fact that Bayern Munich also got favorable calls
got a
against
false
Madrid.
pen, right?
Yeah, they got a false pen. Vidal should have been sent off much earlier, but he did not. But we don't come out and start shouting that at the top of our voice
The reason-
after every game,
You don't,
because we know at the end of
it's
the day
that
we won the
one that
Champions League
the
and we
one
deserved it.
illegal goal that Bayern Munich get compared to the 15 that Madrid get in the space of
15. Hafed.
I would love to put 15 past Bayern, but
Not goals, but just anything illegal action. The Vidal red card, the decisions where
their
the ball
their
is
second
clearly
goal
won.
at the Bernabeu was offside, but it was still counted in favor of them.
Okay, but that is not.
There
That is
wouldn't
not
be an extra time for Real Madrid to be scoring offside goals for there to be discussion if the rules had been implemented properly before.
if the rules have been implemented properly. You and I both know that Madrid would not have three-peated at all. Whether
Really?
it comes down to Bayern Munich
I
getting
mean, if you guys did have the luck of the referees, you wouldn't be winning the 2009 treble, right? Which Chelsea would have gone through.
Oh, the Champions League one.
Yeah.
That was just a dodgy referee. That's not.
Okay.
So if you take away R1 compared to your 3, there you go. We're all even.
I mean, if it was up to
It was
Barcelona,
first
fans,
two,
would
now it
not
became
win the
3,
first
man.
5.
What the hell?
Then they don't win the 3 leagues. They probably have like 2 Champions Leagues.
Hafed.
We probably have like 2 Champions Leagues, right? Or is it 1?
It depends.
I mean, you
2
admitted
Champions League
too.
and 2 Champions League since 2000. If you want to count the 40s, that's their own time.
I mean, there was no Champions League in the 40s, but okay.
50s, 60s, whenever it was, when it was just Real Madrid and nothing else.
No Barcelona.
Not yet. But yeah, we've won trebles and you haven't, so it's okay. Do it all in one season and come talk to me.
The treble talk, right? Fair enough.
Mhm.
Fair enough. You do you. I'll just say that, right?
We'll do.
If you're happy with the sextuple and the 5 Champions Leagues, like
Also, destroying you, dismantling you, game after game after game.
And then celebrating about it.
Yes, because that's what it comes. Clasico, like you said, it's a derby, man. That's how the fans bend to. You come down to how you perform in the game. When you beat us 2-0, when you scored 80th minute goal with Vinicius and Mourinho scores 90th-minute goal, that's something that you can brag about. But when I go there, when Iniesta scores, we win 4-0 in your stadium, and we absolutely play you off the park, and you don't even have a chance in the final third, there's different levels to it.
honestly,
I mean,
this
you
is
can't really say anything about it because Barcelona do deserve credit when it comes to games like that, right? They execute a game plan that kind of like puts us on the back foot. So you have to give credit there, but then you also have to give credit to us when we are winning Champions Leagues and you are crashing out of it.
I gave you credit. I said to you, like, the La Decima one was valid. The one in 2022 was valid. But you cannot tell me that you win Champions Leagues when before you get to the final. What's weird is that you always, play the final fair. Like in the sense, there's no controversy in the final. No. That's not like a dig or anything. That's like me being genuine. Like in the final, it's always clean, except for the Atletico Madrid one where Ramos. But again, he gave the penalty that was 50-50, so it balanced it out. But it's always up into the final, like the quarterfinal, semi, round 16, where it's not even luck. Something like with the Barcelona in 2009, the Chelsea game, that was luck. That was the one game where there was a bunch of controversy where the referee was just having an absolutely audacious game. But with Real Madrid, it's always so consistent. That's where the problem comes in. That's why Barcelona fans always mention it.
Wasn't there some controversy in the 2006 Chelsea tie as well, if I'm not mistaken?
I know Drogba
Barca
talks
Chelsea.
about it, yeah.
No, Drogba's one is 2009.
Yeah, well,
2006.
we drew with Chelsea 1-1, and then at home I think we beat them 1-0. I don't think there was any controversy in that.
Someone got sent off. I don't remember right now, but anyway.
The thing is, like, it was so long ago, you have to feel like remembering stuff. So
Yeah, it has been a while. But I told the boys, Hafed is gonna come in all guns blazing. He's not gonna back on, and
it is a 3v1, by the way, so I'm getting out.
Yeah, 100%. It's not gonna be the case all the time, but I hope you like the homecoming, right, Hafed?
Oh, I enjoyed it, man. I think I came out on top as well.
I don't think so.
Oh, nope. Yeah. Okay, what's your prediction for tomorrow?
Yeah, let's get into predictions. For me, basically, like I wouldn't mind losing the Supercopa for the greater good, but yeah, man, this is a title that is
What
basically
greater
up for
good are you
grabs.
losing Super Copa for?
I mean, in the sense that maybe we might get ahead of ourselves, and totally, get in our heads leading
We
up
have
to.
Atletico for
I,
that.
I
We have
think
Atletico for
I
that.
think ever since this format of Super Copa started, this competition is a good indicator of who's going to be in form. I think winning this
Mhm.
competition is like pretty
Not gonna lie, yeah.
important. For me, the
Mm.
only tournament that I would probably be ready to give up on is the Copa del Rey because that's not a competition I care about. But the Super Copa, when it comes to you're playing against the final against Barcelona, we kid about how Barcelona a bad team or whatever, out of the group stage or whatever. But the thing is, like at the end of the day, Barcelona are a pretty damn good team, and you have to give respect to them for that. And they are our biggest rivals, so when you're playing against them, especially in the final, you have to win. So for me, nah, man.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Maybe I'm just a bit too, easy going. Putting into perspective like what lays ahead in the coming 2.5 weeks. But yeah, I would go for a 2-1. It'll be close. 2-1 after extra time
Oh,
for us.
I think it's gonna go
Yeah.
to extra time too.
Mm.
I said I think 3-2 Barcelona. I don't. Again, we had this situation where we couldn't win by more than one goal, but we broke it against Osasuna, which I
Mhm.
celebrated a lot. But I just think it'll be a tight game. I think it won't be a dominating performance like last season. Where I don't think for either side, whether it's Barcelona or Real Madrid, I think whoever wins will win it by being more clinical, by having their 3 or 4 chances in the game and finishing them. We saw that Real Madrid were clinical against Atletico Madrid, but they still lead goals in behind. I think it'll be that game was just really weird in the sense that the goals were so jammy, which I don't
Yeah.
think will happen in this game. I think it'll be more professional,
More organic. Yeah.
more organized, yeah.
Mm.
But I think it will be kind of the same game, back and forth, who finishes their chances and who defends better. It'll be that kind of game. But I have a feeling it'll go the extra time as well.
My prediction is going to be a 2-2, and then it goes to pens, and I feel like that's going to be a red card in there.
I don't want penalties, man. I'd rather lose in extra time.
Yeah, Jacob is a masochist, For me personally, I kind of agree with you guys, about the extra time thing. For me, the biggest worry is like how Ancelotti kind of lines up, because Ancelotti has always had this tendency, he does something good like for regular games. When it comes against Barcelona and Atleti, he kind of like
He
pulls.
kind of fumbles the bag. I have no
Yeah,
idea why though. Mm.
He did that, like he's done that every time. So for me, that's the biggest worry for me. Not the players, not the injuries, not everything. It's just Ancelotti and his tactics. And I think Xavi kind of has Ancelotti's number because he knows like how to exploit our weaknesses. So for me, I do give credit over there to Xavi, but I think this team's experience in finals, is going to help us out. So for me personally, it goes to extra time. I think it's going to be 3-2, just like Hafed said, but the other way.
This question from Jabada, he was mentioning, does Xavi survive the rest of the season if Barca lose the final?
100%. Xavi can lose the next 10 games. He'll be the manager come the end of the season. At the end of the season is where his future will be evaluated based on what he's done, what he's won, how the team has progressed.
I was surprised by some of the reports that I read over the last couple of months, where his job was kind of in the spotlight.
It wasn't the spotlight just because we weren't playing well. The results were very bouncy, but there's no clear replacement out there for any team, let alone Barcelona. Even if Madrid sack Ancelotti tomorrow, who are they going to bring in? Like Soleri for the rest of the season or something like that. Like it's not really worth the time and effort for that. You have to give just like players on the pitch. So you have to give the manager somewhat of a continuity. It was Xavi's kind of first big question mark as a Barcelona manager. Of course, the first 6 months right off. Even though he played, well, we won at the Bernabeu 4-0. But now it's kind of, you have a good team. You can really ask questions then. But yeah, we lose this game. Even if we get knocked out of the cup, I think he'll survive the season.
I also think a lot of questions about Xavi are down to politics. It's not just about.
Oh yeah. Mo did explain it to me how Laporta is basically not too keen on Xavi, right? Yeah.
I think
no, Xavi. It's completely the opposite. I don't know where you guys heard this from. So Laporta, he wasn't how you think Laporta is for Xavi. That's how Laporta was with Koeman. Koeman wasn't his guy, wasn't his manager. So that's why there was always doubts there. He was gonna sack him, couldn't find a replacement. He said, "Okay, I'll give you the season," and then he was just not improving. Xavi's his guy. So there's no quorums, anything like that. The relationship between Deco, the sporting director, Xavi, Laporta, is all togetherness. It's going to come down, of course, Laporta has the executive decision to decide the future, same alongside Deco, but there's no beef between them. There's no, I don't get along with him or that. This is Laporta's team. He appointed his friends. He sacked a very good sporting director in Ramon Planas, let go of Mateo Alemán and Jordi Cruyff, and he brought in Deco, a player, someone who was a good player for Barcelona, of course, who was an agent, who wasn't even a sporting director. So Laporta builds his team, his backroom staff, the board, based on who he trusts and people that he believes can do the job. So there's no problems in that little triangle. I don't know who told you that.
I mean, I'll defer to him because he follows Barcelona more, so he obviously knows more about Barcelona than me. But from what I've heard, right, Xavi was Victor Font's guy. I mean, you can't really deny that.
No. With Victor Font, him and when Victor Font was running
for me, the issues that are between Xavi and Laporta stem from the fact that there has been some issues about collisions over team selection, especially because if you remember against Antwerp,
I know what you're talking about. It's all crap. Laporta has said in the media and in person 100 times that he does not decide the team and he's 100% content with the manager select. He even said this back in the day with Frank Rijkaard, with Pep, same thing with Xavi. What I don't like about Laporta, the one thing I don't like about him is that he really pushes the manager to sign players that he likes. A good example of that, Joao Felix. Xavi did not want Joao Felix, but Laporta really liked the player. He said to them, if you want Cancelo, you got to get Felix too. So Xavi then gave the green light. But there's no player and no decision that comes from the upstairs. In the end, Xavi makes the final say, final green light for player signings and starting lineups. So all that's just media making noise. Again, with Madrid media is very honed in. They find one piece of news and they'll expand on it and they'll persuade it. What Barcelona media does is they make up stuff. So 1 minute it's Laporta and Xavi don't have a good relationship. 1 minute Gundogan yelled at the players in the dressing room and now everyone hates Gundogan. So stuff like that where the Barcelona media is so difficult to
But that did happen, right? Gundogan thing. I mean, not about disliking, but about him.
Yeah, so he didn't yell at them. He gave his opinion because he went in the dressing room.
Yeah, disagreements.
Because he went to the dressing room and people are there on their phone joking and stuff. They weren't upset.
Was it after the Clasico?
After the Clasico, yeah.
Okay.
And that made him upset. That you guys should have more feelings and stuff like that. But it's very professional. There's no, beef and stuff. As we all know, the Madrid and Barcelona media are the two worst medias in the world in the sense that for a player to manager, it's difficult to survive, especially when the media's against you and they make up stuff. Not just for Barcelona, but also for Madrid. You have the whole entire El Chiquito who are just all Madrid and they all make up this stuff that always has to get shut down, but the media pressure is there. So in regards to the reliable reports about the people who I know are very close to the club, there's a few journalists who have that close connection with Xavi, and there's a few journalists who have that close connection with Laporta. They all come out denying this stuff about Gundogan, about Laporta not liking Xavi. And with Victor Font, it was before before Laporta became the president. Victor Font had an agreement with Xavi that if I become the president, I'll make you the manager. But keep in mind, Laporta is the one who promoted Xavi. He was the one who gave him his 2 big contracts at Barcelona. He was there when Xavi was a little baby from the middle of La Masia growing up. So we always knew that Xavi was going to be the Barcelona manager, whether the president was me, whether it was you, whether it was Victor Font or Laporta. Or just because he had.
If I was the Barcelona manager, I don't think you guys would love it. Probably.
Who, me? I'm a great manager, man. Wow. But
okay,
I like with you guys with Xabi Alonso. At some point, he's going to become the manager in the future. Whether it's Florentino Perez as the president or you guys, doesn't matter. At some point, he's going to reach that point. Will he come straight from Leverkusen? Maybe yes, maybe no. But at some point, he'll get there.
For sure. All right. I'll read a couple more comments and then we can wrap this up. So Ricardo says, I will be absolutely fuming if we lose against this Barca team. Fuck, it's a Clasico, anything can happen theory. Every single team in La Liga can beat them. Then we absolutely
no.
If we cook you guys should be ashamed, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thing. Ricardo also had some very kind words for you. Hafed earlier, he said, Barca boy is one of the most biased QLs you will ever come across. In his head, this current version of Barcelona can win the treble. He's one of those who's still stuck in the past. super
I'm like-
harsh, but I get where Ricardo's coming from.
Of course, I'm going to be biased to my team, but I'm very much a realist. I think with our combined 11 as well, I was completely
Yeah.
fair. And, I'm someone who, if there's a chance, I will fight for it, as you guys did with Chouameni and Kroos in the lineup. You gotta push for it. There's no way in God's green earth we're gonna win a treble this season. If we do, I promise you, you will not hear the end of it. So,
I believe that. Yeah.
with Barcelona, of course, I love them to bits, but I'm very much a realist. Like I told you guys, I think Araujo will be sold. People are gonna tell me. I see people in my comments on my YouTube videos. Oh, don't be negative. Have faith that Araujo loves the club. I'm just saying you guys my opinion. But I've seen Messi leave the club, so no player is gonna phase me. I don't care if Lewandowski leaves tomorrow, Frankie De Jong. No player is gonna, have that effect on me. Once I've seen Messi left, the world has opened up to me.
Hafed the change, man. Yeah, I get it.
Like the Ronaldo exit for you guys wasn't that, not to say that big, but like it was kind of
It
building
was
up.
big, but not like Messi, of course.
Yeah, like it was kind of building up to it. You heard that him and Perez and couldn't renew. There's gonna be a decision at the end of the season. With Messi, it was literally he walked in to renew his deal, and he was told that we couldn't renew him, and that's it. In the space of 5 minutes, I remember I was doing a live stream talking about Messi staying when the news broke that he was gonna leave.
Oh, wow.
So.
Wait, so how are you guys' finances right now? So I heard that you're gonna sign another Brazilian wonder kid. His name is Messinho. Like, why are you signing him? Is
Savio Williams.
Estevao.
Is
that a real name?
Estevao is his
Messinho is his nickname.
Okay, fine.
His real name is Savio.
Thank fuck for that. Okay. Right.
Barcelona's financial situation is very much in regards to financial fair play rules in La Liga. Barcelona are not broke. We are not a team that has no money. We have an issue with how La Liga interpret income and expenses and how they calculate the salary margin. Because how they calculate it is so stupid and so weird. That's why all the Barcelona fans hate Javier Tebas, because it is tailor-made for Barcelona to struggle. So you have a salary cap where you can only pay a certain amount, and squeezing players into it. And of course, our old president Bartomeu gave all these crazy contracts before he left. The week before he left, he gave De Jong $500,000 a week, so it's gonna make us, suffer in the long term. But in terms of actual money and stuff, it's there. With the Savio Willian, it's gonna be a deal that you pay in installments, so 10 million over the course of a few years, whatever the case may be. And yeah, he's an unbelievable player. And the thing is that Barcelona with Deco, they really want to capitalize on the Brazilian market, because we lacked that a lot. Since Neymar, we haven't signed anyone from the Brazil. You got them all. So Endrick, Rodrigo, Vinicius. No, seriously. So you've got them all. And
Wasn't
we're looking
there a
at
guy you signed from Brazil and then you sacked without paying him?
Oh, Mateus Fernandes. We paid him. He's just being a bitch. when you sit on the bench for 9 months and you get paid I think it was 1 million out of the 7 million. We won the court case against him as well. A month ago, the court case we won against it, so we definitely paid him. Anyways, we got Victor Roque now, which is good. His deal was, I think, 60 million total, but 30 fixed, 30 in installments, 30 in variable, sorry. But yeah, Barcelona really want to capitalize in the Brazil market. Savio Willian is rated as good as Endrick was, as good as Neymar was. So getting him over the line will be very, very important, especially for the.
Weren't you guys in for Endrick as well? You guys were pretty confident about getting him.
Yeah. Bro, he was doing. He did an interview. He went to the Camp Nou with his mom and his dad and a whole tour. He did an interview with I think Mundo Deportivo. He held up like a Romario poster and Rivaldo, saying he's a Barcelona fan. Same thing with Vinicius. But at the time, Palmeiras were asking for a ridiculous amount of money, and they wanted to sell him. Remember, you guys got him in like December time.
Yeah.
Last year. Yeah.
Yeah. He got him in December. So we were in for him, but we couldn't pay what they wanted in December. But they're saying, "Oh, we'll give you 70 million right now to get him." Barcelona
Madrid is not paying him 70 million right now.
No, in installments.
I mean, you were pretty kind enough to break down Vitor Roque's transfer fee, but you're saying Madrid are paying 70 million for
an installment. 70 million fixed for Endrick.
No. It's not 70 million fixed. It's 35 million fixed, and the rest of the money is in variables.
Was his release clause not 70?
Met. And then 12 millions are in taxes that everybody pays.
Yeah, taxes. I know
for
that.
Madrid it counts, but for others it doesn't.
It counts for Barcelona too. We paid the taxes for Victor Roque as well. But so you paid in installments, but we couldn't match the offer. We could only do, I think it was 60 in installments and the rest in variable, whatever the case may be. So that's why Madrid pushed for it and then they ended up getting him. But that's
I think,
why
I think the difference here is that Barcelona media kind of like hype it up a lot, that they're going to go for this player and that player. And Xavi even spoke about Endrick. But the thing is, like, Endrick did the same thing with Barcelona. He did the same thing with Real Madrid. He did the same thing with PSG. So it was
No,
because
but
they were on the media tour, like, kind of like Erling Haaland was. And I think Vinicius thing, conspiracy theories, I don't really want to get into it.
about him crying after our remontada.
Estevao, Willian, I think the thing is, like, we'll see what happens. You know, Junior Calafat is like, you know how he works. He works in the background. It was the same thing with Arda Güler. Barcelona were convinced that Arda Güler is going to go to Barcelona, and then comunicado oficial, Arda Güler is Real Madrid player. So we'll see what happens with Estevao.
But there's no rumors about Madrid at all. It's all just Chelsea.
There are never rumors about Real Madrid about any player.
No, there was about it. It was always
it was about Enrique, but there was nothing about Arda Güler. And Real Madrid have been following Arda Güler for 3 years.
No, with Güler,
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. If you follow Madrid media, there has been some rumors about us potentially scouting him, but obviously there never are rumors the way.
So I don't follow Madrid media. What I follow is neutrals and Barcelona. And what I saw with Arda Güler is that it's going to be a Clasico battle for Arda Güler. Madrid really like him.
Barcelona this summer. It was just this summer, right?
Yeah.
Before that, there was never anything.
Yeah, same with Barcelona.
With Barcelona, there was a lot of contacts.
No, it was just in the summer. Like, no.
If you follow anybody who reports on like youth talents and scouting of them, Barcelona have been following Arda Güler for a long time. Every rumor was Arda Güler is going to go to Barcelona, but Real Madrid have been following Arda Güler for 3 years. There was not a single rumor.
No, but so whether Barcelona followed Arda Güler for...
You don't have to take my word for it. Even Fabrizio Romano said this. When news comes out from Barcelona, it is easy to get it, but from Real Madrid, it's very difficult. So about Estevao, yeah, definitely there are no rumors, but it's because Real Madrid doesn't really do that. They don't leak rumors easily.
Fair enough. I don't know. I just do it based on what I've seen, and whether Barcelona followed Arda Güler for scouting him or stuff like that for 3 years or whatever, I'm not sure. But
no, I'm not saying Barcelona followed. I said Real Madrid followed them for 3 years, and there was not a single rumor. Arda Güler also followed it, but there were multiple rumors about him.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. But it was this same for Barcelona. There was no rumors about Arda Güler until the season ended with Fenerbahce. And then we heard that this Turkish wonder kid is available because he wants to push for a move. Barcelona's interested. Then you hear this El Clasico battle. Then Barcelona can't want to delay the deal for 6 months because they can't pay the fee now. Madrid can pay the fee, and then they got.
I mean, Deco and Laporta also came out and said Arda Güler was practically signed for Barcelona.
Deco was in the
It was one of Deco or Laporta. They came out and talked about.
I think it was Laporta saying that they were in for the deal, but once the final payments came in from Fenerbahce, we couldn't meet it because Fenerbahce had the the 18 or 30 million euro release clause. I can't remember it exactly, but Barcelona wanted to pay 17 million. But Barcelona wanted to pay it over 2 years to spread it out for the Mr. Javier Tebas himself. Madrid paid it all in full.
The thing is, like, even whether you pay on installments or whether you pay one in full, it doesn't really matter for financial fair play because financial fair play accounts it with amortization, so it doesn't really matter. So that wasn't the thing holding up.
Whether you pay it installments or not, it depends. It doesn't affect your fair play in terms of the overall consensus of it, but in terms of the salary margin and in terms of the fair play margin
because you amortize the deal. So just because Barcelona wanted to pay for Arda Güler in 2 installments isn't the reason the deal got held up. It's because you guys don't have the money.
Yeah. So we didn't have the.
But just you said Barcelona and broke.
No. There's a difference between.
It's easy to get for any club. I feel like even Sevilla can pay that.
Sevilla are more broken than us, but I didn't. You're taking it way out of the broader horizon. I'm saying that. Tomorrow, can we pay 100 million for Bellingham from Real Madrid? No. Can we pay 100 million over 5 years for Bellingham? Yes.
The thing is, you guys like to present it as if Real Madrid are going into the market and suddenly paying 300 million once.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
I'm just saying Barcelona fans in general, right?
But even the Bellingham deal is definitely paid in installments. You're not paying 100 million straight up. You know what I mean?
I didn't hear what you said.
For Bellingham, you didn't pay 100 million straight up. You're going to pay that in installments because it's too heavy of a fee.
Everybody does that. To say that suddenly we wanted to pay installments, that's why the deal couldn't get done, isn't really fair because everybody pays in installments.
Not everybody, just in terms of big transfers. Probably over 50 people do installments, but when we're right now as financial fair play is affecting us. We're paying every single deal installments, whether it's 20 million,
Yeah,
a loan.
like whether you're paying in installments or not isn't really affecting your financial fair play standing.
No. So if you pay in installments, it doesn't affect it. Yes, but if you don't pay in installments, that's where the issue comes in.
If Barcelona goes tomorrow and decide they're going to play 10 million for a player, and he signs 5 years, it's only going to count 2 million for 1 year in his transfer fee. Because that is how
it's transfer fee, yes, but not in terms of the fair play salary.
What is the wage? Like 2 million, 4 million counts for the player's book value.
Yes, but you have to amortize the wages as well, or else
no,
you
don't amortize. Okay, wages for 2 million per year. That gets added like 4 million.
Average, yeah.
Yeah, so 4 million on book value. The installments don't hold up a deal. That's my point.
No, installments don't. But I'm saying that you have to count everything. In Spain as well, they count the salary as full, where the taxes in Spain you lose 50%.
I mean, everybody does that. Everybody has to follow the same rules.
For like La Liga, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but because Madrid were more well run back in during COVID, where Barcelona wasn't. Again, our old president literally.
The thing is, I understand Barcelona isn't great financially. What I'm saying is installments don't hold up a deal with regards to financial fair play rules in La Liga.
Of course, installments don't hold up a deal.
Okay. That was a lot of math, guys. I couldn't really follow.
I did like this one bit. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I enjoyed it, not gonna lie.
All right. Sunil, you wanna do the outro? Let's end this.
100%, man. Yeah. Hafed said 2:30. It's 3. My bad, Hafed.
No problem.
No, man, I have to apologize. You can't drag this long. But
No. It was fun. It was fun.
You can't really deny that.
It was fun. I've got to big up Hafed to begin this outro, because the way he has handled himself, and basically he laid it out all bare, and had it in him to kind of withstand the smoke, withstand the animosity. So I'll come to you first, man. Hafed, how was your first experience on being on the is this the first time you're on a Madrid channel, or?
Yeah, there's not many Madrid channels in English, man. So the fact that you guys are doing this is going to be really big for you guys, and I have a lot of hope that you guys will succeed in this, because Madrid, it's always just Spain. There's nothing in there in English. With Barcelona, there's quite this some here and there, but Madrid, it's very, very quiet on the English front.
But I wanted to ask you, how was your experience with us? How was the preview? And
it was good. It was a lot of fun.
No hard feelings, I hope.
No.
Okay.
There's only one person I hate in this world, because as a Muslim, you learn
in this podcast, and I was like,
no. As a Muslim, you're taught not to hate, taught to love everyone, which is how I go by life. But just there's one man out there that will always have a special place in hell for me, and that is the man who has cost us this financial situation in Bartomeu. He's the only one. So I don't even like Madrid players like Ramos and Pepe, and who else annoyed me back in the day, like Carvalho. There's no hate there. It's everyone's professional. You're doing your job. You guys are supporting your club. So there's no animosity there at all.
How do you think about PK and the whole thing about Super Cup?
About him organizing this?
Yeah, and getting more money than Barcelona.
Hey man, he finessed it. Game is game. Gotta respect it. No, I love PK, man. After Messi, he's my second favorite player. Mount Rushmore for my favorite players. PK is there, man. Love him to bits.
If PK is there, I'm not gonna ask you further. Right?
There's an interesting thing. I remember.
Wait, what? My father?
No, ask you further questions.
I'm not gonna ask you further. Because if PK is on the Mount Rushmore,
by me personally.
The bar is pretty low, but you do you, man. You do you.
And PK, I think he's been a brilliant defender for Barcelona. I remember 10 years ago, I was kind of had this thing with a Barcelona fan who was doing an article, and he asked me one Barcelona player that you want a Madrid squad, and I said PK. I think PK's been a brilliant player. Off the field, I don't really like him, but on the pitch, can't complain.
Same with Ramos, man. I rate him. I think going forward, he's probably one of the best defenders ever. I think defensively he has some vulnerabilities, but I think overall his game was unbelievable. Now he's looking pretty shit for Sevilla. I see him yesterday against Alaves. My God,
Was he bad? I didn't catch
He's
him.
was so
old. He's
bad.
old. He's old. You know,
He's so
at least
bad. Hey, Piqué retired at Barcelona. Look at Ramos, man. He's getting turned by Alaves.
He's 38 though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen much of him at Sevilla.
I love the show. Get some more
Piqué had
Barca
some
fans
household
to-
problems he had to sort out. So retirement was the easy way out.
Who, Piqué?
Yeah, Piqué had some household problems. He had to sort out.
No, he got benched. He didn't want to stay on the bench. He has moral,
Oh my God. Okay.
But
Morals, yeah.
now he's
Big
making now he's making 4 times what Ramos is making. So game's
thing.
game.
I mean, you have to give credit to Piqué's business acumen. He's done well for himself, especially with cost.
100%.
He dated Shakira for 15 years for publicity, man. He's on the top of the game.
100%. It was an absolute pleasure having you on, Hafed. It's kind of a it had to kind of wait for 2 months, but I'm glad this finally happened, and more Clásicos are coming. If Napoli,
There's
Man,
only
if
one more
tomorrow
after
we
this.
lose, if we lose tomorrow, I wouldn't be able to face Hafid next time around.
yeah, this is going to be peak.
I gotta come for revenge, man. After we lost the first one, I got a lot of hate from other fans, my friends, and I need a W tomorrow.
100%.
Yeah.
We're gonna be having this talk soon. More. Because if the big 3 or big 4 show happens, in the immediate future, we're gonna be having a lot more to talk amongst ourselves. Especially with Hafed. So be ready, Mo. That's all.
Yeah, I'll be looking for the neutral points in my bag. So.
Well, yeah. I guess the precursor went really well. You guys fought it out. Me and Jacob had to take a back seat because we were pretty, lost in the entertainment value of what was unfolding. But
it's all about Hafid. He's the ultimate showman. So.
100%. Hafid really, takes your breath away in the negative sense, right? But big up Hafid again, man. Big up my co-panel, Jacob and Mo. Big up the chat. There was some animosity, but it's all in love. When it comes to the Clasico, it's all in love. And big up our audio listeners as well. Big up you guys for sending in feedback as well. Every bit of it, negative or positive, means the world to me. Also, big up our partners on Instagram, Real Madrid Committee. Their link is in the description below. Go check them out. They run a brilliant fan page. Also, Hafed's socials are in the title. You could just click on the hyperlink and it'll take you to basically Hafed's YouTube channel. He has a brilliant community over there. Has his socials also enlisted over there, his Instagram and Twitter. But yeah, people, until next time, and hopefully we get this trophy under the bag and look for better things to come bigger.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
hopefully yes. First trophy in the bag and bigger fish to fry. In the coming weeks. But until then, people, Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.
Puta Madrid.
At least should have gone with Vizca Barca, right?